Hey all, J-Man here. I just wanted to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. J-Man here. We're doing a for fun stream talking about the state of the MCU, which is garbage. But you need a topic just to kind of focus everybody. So we all saw the Marvels. We didn't think it was very good, did we? But it didn't get me angry. And sorry, I'm going to be coughing a little bit. I'm just getting over a cold. It didn't anger me. I kind of watched it. I thought, oh, this is a silly movie. That's it. I didn't hate it. I gave it a 5 out of 10, which by my system is like not that bad of a rating, really. Some people really hated the movie, and that's fine. And some people thought it was okay, and that's fine too. Some people thought it was the worst ever. I don't think it's the worst ever. It didn't get me angry. So we're going to talk about the MCU in general and just kind of what we want to see happen. But, just to keep some sort of a conversation going, we're going to talk about some of the low movies, the ones that were the really low ones on the scale here. We'll throw the TV shows in there as well. I've got a tier maker. And there's only 2 tiers. There's the Marvels and then everything that's going to go below it. So we'll discuss that and also just like have fun. And it's an open mic, so people want to come in. Why not? I haven't done one of these in a while. Let's see, if anybody wants to come out. I got a poll going. We've already got a bunch of votes. We got 5 votes already. So what the heck? Let's just have fun and just see where it goes. I'll bring in, of course, someone who everyone already knows.
Hey,
What's going on?
I didn't prepare anything for this, so I'm trying to write down what I think.
I'm going to do the tier. See, I'll have the tier maker.
All right.
So it's easier that way.
You can have Marvels in the middle, and it's like best.
Yes. No, I mean, we're not going to do the best because that's just like, there's a lot of stuff.
No, but like better than and worse than.
Yeah, okay, I could do it. Yeah, I can add a tier.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I can add one.
Yeah, it's like that's what I thought you were describing it the other day. It's like there's a tier where all the ones that are better than the Marvels are here.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I got. I've created it. So shall it be asked. So shall it be done. Sean's getting a hyper free pass this today because he did a public service. He went down to the Vinegar Syndrome store, which has been the dream of all of us Canadians for a while. It is a long ride to get there. It's a little bit complicated. So Sean went down today and grabbed a couple of things for me, which is great. Yep. And so did you get anything for yourself while you were down there?
Oh, yeah. I'm making a video. I took some video around the place. I tried to get video of the exterior and it messed up, so I'm just gonna. But I have a lot of the interior, like
oh nice,
not as much as I wanted, but like but I'll stress like those shelves that I'm showing you is not all of it, like definitely not. It's a great place to go if you love all this genre stuff.
Right.
It's like heaven. It's crazy.
I mean, it looks incredible.
I would say it's better than the old, like, what was it called? Stardust or whatever?
There was also Suspect. Yeah. So what was the other one? There's a few of these.
Yeah. Suspect was cool, but like they didn't have the the gift of like all these like boutiques releasing new stuff.
Yeah. It was, yeah. If you missed out on it, you missed out on it.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick shout out to our members. Of course, we've got Dan, who was the first to comment already. Thank you, Dan. Of course, Sean and Stephen and Clobby, who everybody knows. Stephen is coming on tonight. Brennan, who's a good friend of mine, and Joe Dog, Classic Comics, and Picasso. Thank you to the members. And if you are a member, we are doing. So we already did a giveaway. So Stephen actually won that. So he's already picked a shirt from beardedshirts.com. If you're a Legionnaire, we pick one every month to get that. So there you go. This Friday, so tomorrow, baby, Daredevil, Frank Miller, man. I already read these 3 issues. They're badass.
Yeah, cool.
It's starting out with a bang here. The first Daredevil stream of 2024. It's a bloody banger. It's awesome. And then next week, I'm going to be joined by someone new who I'll reveal that day, who we're going to talk about Dazzler, the first 4 issues of Dazzler. Dazzler was the first comic book run I ever completed. I rebagged and boarded them this week, and I paid about $1 to $2 per issue, and that includes issue 1. Issue 1 was $2.50.
How much are they now?
Not that much, really. There's an issue 1 of Dazzler that you can get at my comic shop for about $25. It's not graded or anything, but
yeah.
By the way,
the number 1 thing, right? So yeah,
right. Let's say hello to the chat real quick, and then I wanted to mention about the CGC stuff. Dan is already come in, channel member. Dan, Wakanda Forever is unforgivable. Yep, I agree with that one. Total garbage. Yep. Marvels was not that bad. I kind of agree. Ant-Man was not great either. Eternals is Eternals. That's the easy one. That's an easy one. Eternals. That's why I use that in my thing. FKHC 2005. What is going on, Hale? Ethan, thank you so much. How are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm getting off a cold, so I'm doing okay. Do you have a favorite race from the Speed Race? Oh, I don't remember. They're all cool. There's too much there to talk about.
Yeah.
And we got hold on a second here. If you go to Toronto, Sean,
I'll address that. So yeah.
All right. Oh, super chat. Thank you so much, man. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than the Marvels. Okay, so we're gonna discuss that today. We're gonna go. We're gonna go by. I'm gonna go by anger level. So there's my critical analysis. I reviewed most of these movies and gave them my critical opinion, which is my space system, which is the ranking out of 10 with my categories. So there's movies that I'm going to say, in my opinion, are worse than the Marvels, but maybe not as a film worse than the Marvels, but I personally have a grudge against something. So this isn't, we'll make this clear as we go. I don't want this to be like, I'm not saying that if I say this movie is worse, I'm saying I don't like it. There's something that pisses me off. So when I watch the Marvels, nothing pissed me off. Now, granted, they took out a lot of stuff, right? Who knows what they edited out. The movie is not a great movie because the story is a disaster mess and the main villain is awful. Nobody's debating if it's a good movie or not. The story is terrible, which I gave it a 0 on my scale. I gave it a 0 for story, and the villain is absolutely shit. But I'm not angry at it. I watched it and I thought, this is a bad movie. And I notoriously do like bad movies. I'll probably watch this a few times.
Yeah. I'll address it later. Like, I'm not going by nerd anger level. I'm going by anger level of just like bad movie.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're going to go.
It's like this. Well, I'll talk about, but like this and Black Widow is their opinion of women, and they're both like grotesque caricatures of what they think a woman is and what will appeal to women, and totally didn't.
No, it did not. No,
but one does it in such a way. They didn't intend for it to be this entertaining, but I'm totally gonna watch one of them more than the other. Right. It's so stupid.
You're obviously gonna watch Marvels more than Black Widow because that movie was infuriating. Black Widow was infuriating. No, this Marvels movie is going to become a J-Man like if this is going to become like a Wonder Woman 84 where I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this is okay and it's terrible, everyone hates it, but like I'll be like, yeah, I'll just watch it. I like schlocky movies that I like. It's just like they go to that planet, everyone's singing, it's like this is the dumbest thing ever.
It's
like
dumb,
why is
but
it
they're like musicals, women like
musicals,
Cats, Cats,
like,
and we'll have the theme from Cats.
It's
like, people are gonna line up around the block.
It's so stupid. I know.
Oh, women bickering about stupidness. Oh yeah, women. It's a women thing.
It's a women's thing. It's like no, it's not.
Women are making this movie. Yeah,
it's terrible. You know, it's a terrible, but like it's almost like The Room or whatever, where this is so bad that you're
it's
just
more
kind
entertaining
of like,
because they're trying to go big and stupid and campy.
And they fail.
It's gonna be more entertaining, but like Black Widow's just done. It's
no,
like
that's
what Steve said. It's like she Coco Butts a
oh my god, Steve literally like. I like what there's like sometimes there's like Steve sometimes will say one line. I'm like, yeah, that's like he's like, in order to defeat the villain, Black Widow smashes her face into a table. And I'm like, we're paying for this. Like you just paid to watch this movie. Like what the hell happened? Yeah, no, that's really okay. But RR, thank you so much for super chat. I appreciate that, brother. And what do you got? My favorite part of Eternals when Tiamat was emerging and about to destroy the Earth. I was so disappointed when the Rogue Eternal stopped. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was brutal.
Well, the Earth would have been destroyed anyways because like half this thing came out of the ocean. So the Earth's ocean sea levels have risen, and wouldn't like some of the Earth's crust get out, like some of the Earth's core get out into the
like would it not seep
planet?
Like seep through? Like this thing was
it's like when they disregard science, I get mad. I got mad at Superman 4 when I was like 10 or whatever. So
dude, did you watch? You're not on this Facebook thread. Did you watch that guy fix Superman 4?
No, I've always thought someone should do that. We have the technology now.
It's been done. So, Nuclear Man kidnaps Muriel Hemingway. I forgot the character's name. Lacey. Lacey.
Yeah.
And then he flies up, and the guy made it the sky. He put clouds, right? Yeah. And then he drops her. Then Superman comes and saves her.
Yeah.
And comes down, and then Superman takes Nuclear Man and flies through space. To like a black hole and throws him into a black hole.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck? You're like, this is awesome. So this guy did a lot of fixing. It's like, so she's not in space anymore. She's just in the atmosphere.
You know what? That makes way more sense. I always thought like make a bubble around her, but change the background so that it's air. It's still
air. It's still, So she's going up, and it's like, and then he stops it before they get into space. So you could see the space is coming up, and then he stops it. This guy fixed it all. My buddy DW, he's like, check out all this, and there's a lot of stuff, where they fixed Superman. All right, Ethan. Question: are you a fan of the Ultimate Spider-Man? Sure. It's okay. I didn't really watch the full thing.
Which one that is? It's the one where there's a bunch of Spider-Man, and it's like they're all training and whatnot.
Oh, then no, I don't care about that one.
No, that's fine. You said you didn't like it before,
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I thought you meant Spectacular Spider-Man.
No, Ultimate. Is that the one?
Which one's which?
Sorry, is it that one, or is it the one where he goes to Earth 2 after? I can't remember, but I think Ultimate Spider-Man is that one.
Right.
Oh yeah, it has to be. Spider-Man Unlimited is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's different.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I don't know.
So no. Spider-Man Unlimited is the one where he goes to Earth 2. That's okay. This one, Ultimate, it's the one with all the Spider-Man, and it was on Disney XD. It was taking from all this new stuff with like different Spider people and like Ultimate characters and all that stuff. Yeah, it ran for a long time. It's fun. It's a fun cartoon for kids, but
I see. Oh yeah. This one. Okay.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's a lot of kids to the different Spider people and stuff.
Yeah,
like the different armors.
yeah. And our Black Widow glosses over the hero's mass murder at the prison Melina's evil mind. I know. I know. No, that movie's infuriating.
No, they killed a bunch of and I was like, that's kind of mean spirited.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
Like, was this supposed to be fun? Like, yay, they killed all
It's
these
way
guys.
worse than the Marvels.
Yeah.
Like, no question in my mind on that one. The Marvels is a fun, dumb movie that is just, they spent a lot of money and it was like really stupid. Nobody wanted these characters to have this big budget movie. It's just a disaster. But like Black Widow's insulting to someone's intelligence. You're like, she smashes her face and it's like, oh, okay, so they might. Well, let's throw it up. Let's throw it up there. Steve's coming.
Oh shit!
As well. All right.
All right.
So let's throw this up right off the bat here. Well, like I mean, should we do some better ones? I mean, we could do easy, like we can do like obviously we can do this.
So what's that? Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, Avenger, Captain America 1.
What's that one?
I think Incredible Hulk's better. Do you think Incredible Hulk's better?
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's sloppy, but it's better.
Avengers: Age of Ultron for sure is better. Guardians of the Galaxy is for sure better. Avengers: Infinity War, yeah, that's obviously better. Which one's this? Endgame? Yeah, Endgame's better. Or do you think Endgame's not? Endgame is better, obviously, right?
Endgame's better. I'll get that. I understand the fanboy hate, but to me, it's a lot like old comics where they split up into teams and they do missions. It's the same thing as a lot of those, right? So,
hey, Arkham, how's it going, man? I can say of these choices, I've only seen the Eternals. Don't desire to see the rest. Oh yeah, they're all worse. 100%.
Eternals, man. Whoo, Eternals.
Eternals, as Clobby would say. Okay, so we'll give it a bit more, but let's do Black Widow since we were talking about it. To me, Black Widow's like 100% worse. This is the dumbest movie ever. It's like, okay, they kidnap a bunch of little girls and then in my mind, they brainwash them into believing in the ideology of the Red Room or the whatever it is. Okay, but then it's revealed, oh, they were kidnapped as little girls, but they weren't indoctrinated. They used like some sort of
a
mind
chip
control
to make them do it anyways, to make them trained anyways. So then why just girls? I don't.
Yeah.
Well, is there something missing here? It's like, what is this?
And then wouldn't you have different divisions? Like, okay, you might have some girl operatives. There is one female operator. You might get some female operators to do missions, but then you'd have male operators as well. And why don't you just hire a bunch of mercenaries, get them to your base, get them to your Cobra hideout, gas them, knock them out, put the mind control thing on them, and now you got mercenaries good to go mind controlled.
Right.
I don't understand why you need to kidnap little girls. The whole point of that is to brainwash them.
Yeah, they couldn't stick it. It's like, I can't remember what that served in a story. It serves some other thing that there's a chip. I think what the chip serves is the ticking time clock at the end. So they're like, we need a ticking time clock at the end, quick. There's chips and like, or something, I don't know. I can't remember. It's a sloppy script. They should have worked on that a bit more. It should have been, if you want to drive home your point of girls being persecuted and stuff, keep the thing with they're kidnapped. I still don't know why you're doing that, but sure. They kidnap them, they train them, and then leave it at that. But I think part of it too was they that chip explains what's her face, their version of Taskmaster.
Oh, the fake Taskmaster.
The fake Taskmaster. And that doesn't really drive home any points either. It's like persecution of women, I guess, but like then you're getting off the rails. It's like, if you want to make some profound point, I don't remember the last time a woman had a a chip implanted in their brain to freaking like
What
what's
a dumb-
happening here? Like what do you? It's like you've lost the script, guys. It's
Yeah,
like,
you guys have lost your minds here. Like, what is happening here? It's like the fakest crap ever. It's like, this is not
we
happening.
need to stop. Am I supposed to walk out of the theater like we need to stop that the persecution of women by putting chips in their brains to make them fight guys? It's like what's happening?
What a
Like,
disaster. Arkham, am I excited for? I'm not excited for anything except for the comic book show coming up.
Did you watch the fight? Did you watch the fight between Daredevil and Echo?
Oh, it's awful.
So no, my favorite part is where
I thought that was a fan.
No, it's not a fan.
No, I know.
Where she twirls around and her leg is bent, and then she just like straightens it, and they do a fully like that when she does it.
It's terrible.
It's
I thought it was a fan thing, and I thought, hey, this is pretty cool. I was like, this guy's trying. I was like, this guy
trying, yeah.
I said they're doing pretty good. I was like, look, I said, you know what? Like, I can maybe if they did some better choreography and had a better editor, and then it's someone's like, oh, this is I'm like, this is what's actually happening on the show. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Can they not cut it better? Like, God,
that must be some weird. That can't be the finished product.
No, they think it's great. That's the problem with these new Marvel things. They think, oh, it's gonna be awesome. Everyone's gonna love it. It's like, why did you release this clip? You could just release no clip.
Echo sucks. I'll tell you right now, man.
It's coming out soon. No, I'm not gonna watch it.
Well, buddy, I know you watched Reacher. I saw it. I'm on episode 3 or 4 now.
I've seen all of what they've done for 2 so far.
I'm trying to pace myself so that the next one comes out because
I love their approach. I said this before. Yes. It's like there's lots of books. They take one book and they make a series out because the books are long. Right?
They're long. They're 500 or 600 pages.
They make a series out of that. So like it's cool that like just like in the books, he encounters people in one place and then he leaves and goes and encounters other people.
I love it.
Right? There is one guy that comes back in season 2, but
yeah, Neely comes back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All the first 2 or 3 episodes of season 2. I'm just trying to pace myself to not. I could have caught up immediately. Like I was itching. I could have watched them all.
That bald guy's awesome, man.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Try jumping in. Keep trying, comic. We'd love to have you on. Hulk Hogan Echo or something.
Well, I don't work, bro.
Yeah, I know.
They should have wrestlers like. That's great, man.
It's like how much choreography was there?
0. They got all day to do this. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's brutal. Yeah, but Black Widow, that is a disaster. That movie is a disaster. The first like 40 minutes was pretty awesome. And then Taskmaster attacks. You're like, okay, this is pretty good. He kicks the crap out of her.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong when Taskmaster beat up Black Widow. I was like, how is it a man beating up a woman? They don't really show that on Disney. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Figured out that one. It's like,
I think Marvel's edges out Black Widow because Black Widow is just pretentious.
It's terrible.
It's serious and it's like finger wagging. Marvel's has its stupid messaging as well, but it's so goofy and dumb that you can't take it that seriously,
I think they fixed this. I think they fixed the Marvels.
Me too. That cut is the best possible cut. I don't know who they got to come in and say, okay, make this a crowd pleaser as best you can.
As best you can.
I heard about so many like divisive dialogue that they must have cut the shit out of.
They must have.
Yeah.
Because there was very little. There was a little bit still because you can't remove all of it. It's just not. It's just not possible to remove all of that, all of their little ideology crap that they have to throw in. Hey, classic.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was so we're just on that. I think a lot of it was cut out. Mm-hmm. You can't cut it all out because a lot of it was intertwined in the, whatever they had. The story probably made more sense, but the thing is, I would rather have a nonsense story than one that's just filled with a bunch of this crap. And I think they did a good job. It was a very smart move to make this short. It could have even been shorter. Another question. Do I prefer Eddie Brock as Venom, or do you prefer? Well, Eddie Brock is Venom.
Eddie Brock is Venom.
Yeah, not Harry.
This mental bullshit has to stop.
It has to stop. I'm done with it. Not everyone is Spider-Man.
It's like, yeah, I think people who come up with mental stuff don't understand comics and movies, and it's usually like executives.
Right.
Like, let's make this guy Batman now. It's like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
People are connected to Bruce Wayne. My wife knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. Done.
Everybody knows that. That's it.
Yeah. Done. It's like, yeah, it's not John Powell Valley. I always bring him up because he's like Batman for a bit.
I know. Well, I like Azrael. When he's Azrael, he's cool. Just leave him as Azrael.
Yeah.
I'm not even really a big fan, because I love all the Robins, but I'm not even really a big fan of Robin being different people. Like, even that was like kind of weird. I guess it's like classic now because because of Jason, it's been around for so long. But I liked when Robin grew up to look like the Earth 2 Robin. He was still called Robin, and he just had the full red with the pants, and he was just Robin. I love that. Yeah. Like, did you? I mean, I know you saw Brave and the Bold, the cartoon, but like that episode where they fight Crazy Quilt, and it's Robin Earth 2 look. It's Dick Grayson as an adult or a more grown up Robin. Yeah. That's the friggin' best episode. Like, but
you saw the issue where I'm not trying to give this channel a strike, but you saw the issue when they changed Robin recently.
Like Tim Drake, you mean?
Was it whoever it was? They made him either gay or bi or something like that.
Yeah, that was Tim Drake.
And like everyone freaked out because they thought it was Dick Grayson. Like Jen came into my office, like my wife, and she's like, "Do you know what they did to Robin?" I'm like, and I had to explain it. It's not the Robin you know.
It's not the one.
And I had to go through the lineage and history. I was like, this isn't. But that's the thing. The general public knows that Robin is Dick Grayson.
Right.
Still
to this day. And when Jason Todd died, I remember them saying there was on the news, they're like, Robin died, and they showed a picture of Burt Ward. It was like the Burt Ward picture where he's like that or whatever. And I'm like, that's not the guy who's dead.
Robin, guys.
That's not him. Like, I'm like, and my name's Jason, so I definitely knew that Jason was the other Robin. I'm like, that's not the Robin. And in fact, when I started getting Batman regular, that was in the 400s, and that was Jason Todd's entire like that is his time. What's the death? The death is 428 or something. I have it around here somewhere.
Yeah, I've got the one where it looks like he killed somebody, and then Batman at the end of that issue was like, did you do it? And he just looks at him, and that's when people was turning on that character. Yeah,
they were turning on the character, but I'm reading them again. I started reading them again from 400. I'm up to like, I don't know what I'm at, 418 or something. I'm not, it's fine. It's like you go back.
It's interesting now.
It's interesting now. Yeah. Like it's not as irritating.
Yeah.
All right. So Black Widow stinks. All right. How about,
you keep avoiding Civil War. Are you waiting for Steve?
I am waiting for Steve. Why is there two? Oh, that's Ms. Marvel. Sorry. The Marvels is this one.
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry. The Marvels is that one. Okay. So let's do, we know Eternals is worse. We could just put that one right there. Let's do an easy one.
Oh yeah, hell.
There's nothing much to say except for how garbage that movie was.
As a movie, it's really bad. I tried to watch it again on D+. I can't.
I did watch it a second time the full way through. I
can't do it, yeah.
That was excruciatingly awful.
They think
got 10 votes.
Or not. Yeah.
So far, we got 10 votes, and everyone agrees Eternals is worse. Looks like one person thought that Marvels was still the worst.
No, yeah.
All right. Well, we got Steve on. Let's bring Steve. Steve's picture is great. Hold on a second. Let's bring him in. Hey.
Hey. Dun. There they are.
Can you hear us, Steve?
I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, so Steve's got Marvels as his thing. So we agreed that the first two Captain America and all the Avengers, so Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Endgame, and Infinity War are all better than the Marvels. You put Iron Man 1, Incredible Hulk, and Guardians of the Galaxy better. Do you have any objections to any of those?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so that's where we're at. And Eternals is worse. For sure, that's an easy one. And then we put Black Widow because that's just a dumb movie.
Yeah. I have it worse. I actually have 10 movies worse than Marvel's.
I've got. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So, and actually, and I didn't realize that this tier maker's got the shows, so we can throw those on there.
Yeah, we could do that too.
But definitely Black Widow. We used your argument of she smashes her face into a desk, we're expected to pay money for this movie and watch this as a serious film. You're like,
I agree.
I mean, it's brutal. Okay, so I was waiting for Civil War only because I know you're not a big fan of Civil War. So are you? I do not agree. I think Civil War is better than Marvel's, but this is the big question. What do you think? You can't say it's worse than the Marvels, can you?
Oh, I can, and I do.
Oh my God!
That's what he's waiting, man.
We gotta get. Hold on a second. We gotta get.
You gotta do
it.
You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear, and go back to Disneyland.
And we out of hospitality, we bring Steve in,
and you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a hot take. Okay, we're gonna get to this hot take a little later because this feels it's too early in the stream to already have this.
I know. You don't want to do this now.
We've already that's like derailing the entire that'll literally people will commit suicide. All right, so we're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it next to Marvel's just for a second because Sean and I say it's above. You're saying it's below, so we'll put it in the middle for now.
Okay.
So RR thinks there's something good about Eternals. They capture scale the majesty of the Celestials and the massive beings. I suppose, but
visually,
I don't know.
But then they make them stupid and have a monologue for no reason. It's just they didn't know what they were doing. Like, I guess the art department made them look like they were in the comics. But then they give him dialogue and shit. It's like so stupid.
And then he explains the whole thing to that woman. It's like, here's what we do. And like, why are you explaining all this? Like,
but he's talking like he's like having lunch at Chi-Chi's. It's like there's nothing. It just seems like a person just telling you what's going on.
Right.
Like, it's so stupid. Yeah, Steve, I know you haven't seen that movie. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's really
to me,
bad.
It's the worst one. I know a lot of people say Wakanda Forever, but like Eternals is the worst one.
I can't comment. And like with Eternals and Black Panther sleeping forever, that's 6 hours that I can devote. That's 6 Jack Reacher episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or I can watch those 2 movies. So yeah. I watched Reacher season 1 in 2 sittings. It's like I just watched, and the only reason it was 2 sittings was because my wife was getting a bit bored and she wanted to do something else. I'm like, all right, fine, we'll do something else. But I could have just finished like the first 5 minutes of season 2, episode 1 was the damn best thing ever. It's at the ATM when that woman's there and she's like, this doesn't spoil anything, Steve. I don't know if you got the season 2. Oh yeah, you haven't seen season 2. It's like she's at the ATM. And then it wasn't that great. And he comes up behind her and she looks like she's got some blood on the side of her face. And he goes, don't turn around. She's like, is that your car down at the side of the block here? She's like, yes. It's like, are you carjacked? She's like, yes, my son. He's like, just stay right there where you are, man. This will just take a minute.
Yeah.
And he goes over, he destroys the guy, like destroys him. Like I've never seen anyone get more destroyed ever in my life. And then she comes over and she's like, oh, he's like, it's okay, ma'am. And then he goes to the big thrift store. And he's like, I need to buy a jacket. This has blood on it. That was the best. Oh man, and like just like that was it's just like it was so good. And then even the conversation in the thrift store, we're gonna do a stream on this on Owen's channel. When that girl's like on her phone and he's like, oh, it says 50% off. She's like, oh, that sign's supposed to come down. He's like, well, why didn't you take it down? She's like, it's not my job to take it down. He's like, yeah, but it's not in effect anymore, so why don't you just take it down? She's like, because it's not my job. He's like, well, I don't have enough money. I have to go to the ATM, and that's what sparks the going to the ATM. But then he just doesn't care. Like it's like but like all of his dialogue is 10 out of 10. All right. So let's try to get rid of some of the other ones that we think are good. Well, Ant-Man 1 is definitely
better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Everyone agrees with that one. All right, let's get to some how about Thor 1? Thor 1 is better, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as a movie, it's better.
It's better, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got here.
Like, do you want to do a worse one?
Yeah, well, Wakanda Forever is the worst.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wakanda Forever. Like, why is it still there? Just put
just put it there. Get that out of the way. That is a travesty.
It's awful, and it's such sanctimonious horse shit. It's like, oh, this people are like this, and all it's like they're perverse ideas of what each like ethnic group is, and it's bullshit. And then and guess what? No one came out to see it because they don't like to be talked down to. Whoops.
Yep. Whoops.
Anyway. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's way worse. Okay,
anyway.
let's get what about this Guardians? Did anyone watch the Guardians Christmas special?
Yeah, it was fun. I don't know. I saw it. It's better.
Is it better? I guess it's better.
It's funny and stupid. I don't know. And the GoBots are part of the MCU now.
Yeah. So there you go. Oh gosh, I know you're pumped for Speed Racer, Ethan, but I haven't watched it in like 10 or 15 years or whenever. Like it came out, I bought it on Blu-ray. My wife and I watched it again. I haven't watched it since, so I don't remember very much. But I just remember thinking it was awesome when I bought all the toys.
Yeah.
So I can't help you too much on that one. I can tell I did not finish Secret Invasion, but I can tell you it's definitely worse because nothing happens and it's boring as hell.
Well, and that ending is legendarily bad. It's like everyone freaked out about that, where that girl gets all the powers of everyone, including their tattoos. It's like, what's happening? And some girl was like, "I'm gonna cosplay," because that picture of the girl with the with one arm was like Drax's arm, and she's like, "I'm gonna cosplay."
Oh my god! Yeah, so I mean, it's brutal. That one's going down for sure.
So put Moon Knight there too.
Oh, that is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, Moon Knight's pretty bad. Man.
Comics aren't great either, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, although I know they were before.
But
like everyone, Avengers, it was cool.
Yeah. Well, isn't everyone dying over? Oh, it's like the comic, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's good if the comic sucks. And, it's like the comics. That's necessarily good.
Yeah, like when they look at it's like they're doing a lot of stuff that's from the comics, but like the bad comics that don't sell. You know,
right?
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't a fan of Moon Knight. Definitely like Marvel's better.
That was garbage. Okay. Let's see here. Well, Doctor Strange 1 is better for sure, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
I love Doctor Strange 2.
Me too.
Now, this one is one of the ones where I'm in somewhat of a minority. Steve, you like it as well, right?
It's my second favorite Marvel movie ever.
So yes, Sean, what are your thoughts? What have you had a chance to rewatch Doctor Strange 2 or?
Yeah, it's cool, and like it's very Sam Raimi, so you can't really separate the Sam Raimi from this. All those people are like, oh, you know, they control you and stuff. It's like this is totally a Sam Raimi thing, man. like her going after them and stuff, and like being super vicious and all that. I love it, and the thing is, I like most of the people that say they don't like it is along that sort of lines of of its messaging that downgrades the man, but like I don't see that at all. I've always seen it as a Father's Day type of movie where he is the one that empowers what was her name, America Chavez or whatever, to and like he without him she can't do anything because she sucks as she's a kid, right? And he's like, he encourages her, like, punch your stars and like do your thing, and she doesn't. I think that Doctor Strange is still empowered in that movie. He's still the man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. I think it's misunderstood.
Yeah, I love it.
100%.
I love Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
I think Scarlet Witch is a bloody badass. She's great.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. People are always like, oh, they turned into a villain. Now she can't come back. And it's like, have you read comics? You guys, I thought you guys had read the comics and now you love the MCU. And sometimes you say stupid shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, Scarlet Witch is all over the goddamn map in the comics, right?
Of
like,
course, nobody knows what she is.
She's chaotic good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She caused
100%.
the downfall of the Avengers. The Avengers disassembled is because of the Scarlet Witch going mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's not like even in the MCU that this came out of nowhere. They had an entire show about her taking over that town. And all that, like this isn't like, and she got the Darkhold then, so it's not like it was out of nowhere. If it was out of nowhere, then maybe I'll give you some credence. But this wasn't out of nowhere. This has been actually built over several movies, including Civil War.
So, do we put WandaVision above it then?
Yes.
Yes, there's only one line I don't like, but the rest of it, you know which one. like when Monica Rambeau is like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever."
Yeah, I was dumb.
Screw you. It's Marvel trying to like have their cake and eat it too. It's like, no, write these things anyway.
Yes,
it's better.
Yes, it's better.
Werewolf, definitely.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, yes.
That was awesome.
Do you care about the colorized version? No,
I'm not watching it.
No, I didn't watch it
because I don't want it. What was the point of that?
Yeah,
but they couldn't make a real sequel because everyone was on strike. That's probably what that was.
So, Joe Dog, are you saying that they're worse than the Marvels? That's a big statement.
Infinity War is like one of the best Marvel movies.
Hold on, we've got someone coming in with us. I don't know if you have been on the channel before. I can't remember. I have a bad memory. Hey, Colin. Hey, Rich.
What's up, Jay? Hey, Sean. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Have you been on before or no?
Not your channel. I've been on with you on Show Us What You Got. But
all right. Well, let me give you an intro then. Hold on. What can I give you for an intro?
Oh boy.
I usually give my favorite movie for an intro. I'll give you this one.
I like it.
That is my favorite movie of all time, and I've watched it on like really an obscene amount of times. But
I was watching your list as I was rebooting my computer, man. And you guys, man, are harsh.
We're harsh. So
first, Black Widow, I get it. There had flaws to it, but there were some great parts about it. I definitely wouldn't say it was worse. Eternals, all right, I get it. Which Thor is that? Is that the Dark World or?
It's none of the Thors. It's Wakanda Forever, which is the worst movie ever for me. I can't stand it.
Really?
I think it's a disgrace to Chadwick Boseman. They destroyed his legacy by not recasting it, and then they threw him away. No one showed up to his funeral. The Winter Soldier lived on Wakanda for a long time, nursing his mind back to health. Doesn't show up to the funeral. They gloss it over. Oh yeah, here we go. Shuri can drink a liquid, and now she's a martial artist that can beat up Namor. Namor's the first Marvel character, one of my favorites. There's no Atlantis. Namor's like, I'm going to kill this girl. I'm like, when has Namor threatened a kid's life ever? Even when he's a villain, he's never done that. He's an honorable fighter. It's like he doesn't have a trident. He just has a spear. It's like you can't even give him the weapon that he uses. Like, I love Namor. He's one of my favorite characters. I have an entire Namor like shelf right there. They ruined that character. I liked Shuri. I liked Okoye. Okoye was still good in this movie. I liked Angela Bassett. They ruined all of these people by putting them into this, shoehorning them into this like roles that they're not meant to be in. It's like I think it's the worst MCU movie. I can't stand it. I hate that movie. I know some people really like it, but like I'm like completely opposite.
I agree with you at parts. They should have did Atlantis. They shouldn't have done whatever water city they did.
Something or whatever.
However, flooding Wakanda was awesome. That was like the comic, so that part was awesome. Shuri dropping down in the black suit, in the Black Panther suit was epic. I mean, that part was really cool. It definitely wasn't bad. Moon Knight was phenomenal.
Oh, I hated that show. Nothing happened, man. I kept waiting for Moon Knight to show up, and I'm like, he's in this, right? He's on the poster. And then it's like he's that other personality, which I don't care at all. And I'm just like, what is happening in this show? And then my wife really liked the first episode. She's like, oh, this looks pretty good. And then I'm like, and then that woman, the woman was pretty bad though. She turns to the screen. She's like, are you the first Egyptian female superhero? I'm like, is this dialogue that people say in the real world? Like, it's so weird. I don't know. I just thought it was boring. I don't know what.
I'll tell you what definitely is worse.
Okay. All right.
Thor: The Dark World is probably the worst Marvel movie in my opinion.
All right, Thor: The Dark World. Does everyone agree? So here's how these work. So Civil War
had no relevance whatsoever.
Yeah. Does everyone agree Thor: The Dark World is worse?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy peasy. Yeah, that movie, I don't think it's like a garbage movie. It's just like it's just a movie that's there.
It's kind of garbage, man. Like Loki's face turn in that is out of nowhere. It makes no sense. And the Dark Elves do absolutely nothing.
The only good part about the Dark World was the ending when Loki was on the throne pretending to be Odin. That was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah, I remember that. I haven't seen it. I saw it in the theater, and then we watched it once because my wife likes to watch these and she doesn't go to the theater. So that was the last time whenever it came out on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever it was, that was the last time I watched. I own all these movies because I just buy everything. Oh, rest in peace, Icarus, who was destroyed in Eternals, Icarus or whatever. Sean put his thing. Okay, so we all agree on Thor. That's an easy one. We all agree. Okay, so we're not agreeing on. Rich is not agreeing on this one. He's not agreeing. Are you agreeing on Secret Invasion? That was brutal, man. I didn't even finish it.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Okay, so terrible. Black Widow.
I like Black Widow. The reason being is Yelena, Red Guardian.
She's awesome.
Taskmaster was trash. And the story was good. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great, but the characters, the introduction of the characters was phenomenal.
Yeah, the first hour.
Red Guardian was good. Until the last half an hour, and then he turned into Buffoon World. That was the problem.
No, the entire movie. Okay, the first hour. I gotta tell you, the first hour we were jacked up. My wife and I watched. We're like, oh shit, yeah. And then we paused. And actually, we paused and got pizza. We don't normally pause too often, right? We paused. We're like, oh hell yes, man. We can't. And then all of a sudden, the last 40 minutes, like. What happened? This sucks so bad. And it's like she smashes her face to defeat the villain, which Steve said, which I literally cracked up when she's like, so the ending is she smashes her face into a desk in order to beat the villain. I'm like, yeah, they kidnap little girls to brainwash them, except that they have drugs that they can mind control them. So why don't you just get hired mercenaries, mind control them? Like, I don't get that. And then it was like, oh, we freed all the women, except they have no skills in the real world and can't get a job, so they're just not gonna do anything. I don't know. It was weird. I want to say hi to Maria. Hey, Maria, how's it going? Hey, this is the first time you've put in the chat. Black Widow would have been better if it was released 5 years ago, and the ending was. Look, when the first hour, I love Florence Pugh. I think she's an awesome actress. I've liked her in everything that I've seen her in. I like Red Guardian, what's his face? David Harbour was pretty awesome. The family, the way they were talking, the relationships. When Taskmaster, who before became what's her face, when I thought it was the real Taskmaster, I was like, shit, this guy's badass. Kicked the shit out of Black Widow. That was a great fight scene.
And they fake us out by calling that character him throughout the movie. So it's like they're lazy about it. They're just like they keep saying him. Yeah. And then it's revealed to be a woman, right?
Yeah.
So the one movie I think you have on the top that I don't think belongs is Hulk, man.
Incredible Hulk?
Hulk was so bad.
I kind of liked it. I know we were. I wasn't sure. Okay, so let's put that one in the middle for a second.
Every Marvel movie has a little bit of comedy about it. Hulk had zero.
Yeah. Well, he's a tragic character, I suppose. I don't know. All right. Well, let's do an easy one. Let's do an easy one. She-Hulk might be way too easy. Hold on.
Well, let's throw that in there, man.
Let's like we say Captain Marvel is worse than the Marvels, right?
Yeah.
Well, is it?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Well, no,
Interesting.
this is an interesting one because it is the sequel to Captain Marvel, right?
It's equal at best. At best.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on a second. Let me put it here for. We're gonna get back to it. Well,
no, I think that she's a better character in the Marvels because at least they give her a chip on her shoulder. Now, the way she resolves it is like 2 seconds at the end. She's like, "Oh, I guess I could just reignite the sun and fly," and that doesn't even. The script is so bad that wouldn't solve anything. I don't think they understand their own story. That she tried to save them from that AI and then make their decision for them, and then they couldn't hack it. They kept killing each other and destroying their planet. And she's like, you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna make your decision again. I'm gonna reignite your son. And everything.
Yeah, the story,
right?
the Marvel story is a disaster.
It's terrible. Yeah,
I put She-Hulk in its own category of awfulness because that was an abomination for when Moon Knight is boring. I watched every episode of She-Hulk because I like this actress, and I sat there and I was like, it was literally whatever length of it was like 30 minutes of literally insulting my intelligence, and I'm like. Your intelligence. If you play D&D, my intelligence was like -18 by the time this show, and my intelligence started as a 18 prior to the show, and then it just went down. So nothing makes sense. People kept saying it's a sitcom, except it's not. I've watched several sitcoms. I've studied sitcoms. There's no 5 to 6 characters. There's no 4 to 5 locations. There's no reset at the end of every episode where everything goes back to where it is. You have to watch it in order because there's progression that usually doesn't happen. Or if there is progression in sitcoms, it's very, very, very minor. It's this isn't a sitcom. People are giving that excuse, it's just a sitcom, so that's an excuse for it to be bad, firstly, but secondly, it's not a sitcom. It's just a bad show. She-Hulk is
She-Hulk, is that what you're talking about?
She-Hulk, yeah.
Is that what people said, that it was supposed to be a sitcom? I don't think people know what sitcoms are.
No, they don't.
The other thing is, it wasn't a good show from the start, but the last episode just, in my opinion, did it in. It made it
oh, it's brutal.
So
I know.
yeah.
Okay, so that's easy. That's an easy one. Okay, so we've got I like these middle ones that we're getting to. Okay, everyone is
speaking my language, man.
Show Joe Dog.
Every time I watch that, it gets worse and worse for me.
My God. Okay, no, I know. So, all right. I saw Shang-Chi and I really enjoyed it. I'm like, this is a fun movie. It's like the old Legend of Zoo, kind of those Chinese movies.
Right.
But as you thought about it as it goes, you're like, the problem is that everything that Shang-Chi is stripped away in this movie. It's not. It has. If you're looking at Deadly Hands of Kung Fu and you're watching this, you're like, what the hell happened here? This isn't. So I'm torn. Hold on, Sean. Sean, you've got a lot of arguments. So I want to let you speak last. Okay. I'll let you speak last. It's going to be me and then Rich and then Steve and then you. I want you last on this one. No, I want you last because I'm in the middle. I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's an awful Shang-Chi movie. As a Shang-Chi movie, it's absolutely 0 out of 10. But as a cool, fun movie, I don't hate it. I think it's okay. I think it's kind of fun. So I don't know what to do with it myself on this one. This is a tough one for me. I can be taken either way. So Rich, what are your thoughts on Shang-Chi?
It was good. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was good. It was enjoyable. It was rewatchable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Characters were good. You remember this whole wave of Marvel is all origin stories.
Right.
So I thought they did an okay job with the origin. I know everybody wanted to see Deadly Hands of Shang-Chi, but I thought it was good. It definitely wasn't bad. It was like the Eternals. The Eternals, they were trying too much to do the origin story, which I appreciate, but the movie just lacked so much. So it kind of. But yeah, Shang-Chi, at least the Marvels are better, in my opinion.
Okay, so Steve, what do you think?
Um,
It's tough. I'm good to. I don't care where it goes. It could go to the bottom if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
I have it slightly ahead of the Marvels. I have
Okay.
it just very slightly.
Okay.
And the reason why is because the Marvels just has an incoherent storyline, and Shang-Chi has at least a somewhat coherent storyline. I didn't love Shang-Chi himself. I found that actor very he had no presence in the role. And I can't stand Aquafina. I just literally like Renfield ended it for me.
She was kind of funny. I don't know. I thought she was kind of funny.
I cannot stand Aquafina.
Listen, be careful. Just so you know, be careful. Simu Liu is Canadian, so it's very dangerous for another. He's not Canadian.
He is.
He is.
Oh, he is. I was going to say
he's from your neck of the woods, Jay.
So I was saying we got to be careful. If Canadians Canadians never kill Canadians. It's just like Planet of the Apes,
except for Gian Gomeshi. But other than him,
other than him, no. Apes do not harm apes. Canadians do not. That's why I feel so bad about She-Hulk.
We harm Canadians. Conrad Black.
Yeah.
No, God.
We do occasionally, but it's just he's not very impressive. Like Tony Leung as the Mandarin was way better. Like he was way better than the hero, which should never be. When you called a movie Shang-Chi, the best thing of that movie should be Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah. Well, the obviously thing is he's awesome.
But I did enjoy the fantasy elements. I never read Shang-Chi, so I can't use hey, this isn't like the comics argument.
It's like a Shaw Brothers kung fu.
Yeah, it's fine. I enjoyed it. Like Rich said, I enjoyed it as well. I didn't love it. I just have it slightly ahead because at least in Shang-Chi, there was not two scenes where I literally my eyes rolled so much I thought they were going to go out of the back of my head. So. Right. I have to give it to Shang-Chi, but I'm not like an enthusiastic better than the Marvels.
Right. Okay, so it's in the middle right now. Everyone is sort of Steve and Rich are slightly on the more positive side, but Rich is sort of like middle ground on it. I can take it or leave it. Sean, I know you don't like it. So let loose the dogs of war or whatever.
Look, I don't like the movie because I didn't know what kind of movie they were trying to make. And it's like, it's not a Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, and it's not even a Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, the whole point of him was that he was raised to be the henchman of his father. He killed for his father, and he kills what's his face from
not Nayland Smith, but Petrie.
Yeah, Petrie from now I know they can't do all that, but they can have him kill. And I think in the movie they mentioned that he's done that in the past, but because they don't show it and it's not part of the origin story in the movie, it has zero impact on the audience, and you don't know anything about this character. It's like they stripped away, as you said, they stripped away everything about the character that the chip on his shoulder from the comics that he has to overcome like any normal hero, and they replaced it with nothing. I don't know what this guy's about. Right. They hired a guy who's a big like bruiser gym rat, and he's nothing like a kung fu artist, and he's super awkward trying to do all the stuff. He's not really a master of kung fu in the movie, and I really didn't like what they did with not Mandarin or whatever. Like, because not that like he doesn't like his name and all that stuff, but like. They have this scene where he's all smart and stuff, and he's telling you like he doesn't like the name Mandarin and all that stuff. So it's like, oh, this guy's a smart guy, whatever. And then later on, he's enticed by the voice of his wife and all that. I know, but like he seems too smart to be taken in by that. And and I know they're like, well, because they're in love. It's like, do you know what love is? Because I don't think you do. I
want you to show me.
If a long lost family member came to me in my dreams and told me something, I'd be suspect of it because that's bullshit. It's like, what the hell is this? It's like, who wrote this? Aliens? And then later on, he's like, oh my God, she's behind this wall. It's like, clearly this is a wall full of aliens or winged things or whatever. It's like, this is bad, right? And he's like, no, she's behind this wall. Then you're an idiot. I don't like. It's a sloppy script. They could have worked way better. And plus, I don't like the idea behind the scenes, and I know this isn't like the movie's fault, but behind the scenes, they felt that the kung fu stuff. Whoa, what the hell? They felt the kung fu stuff was stereotypical, And that's a very American idea. It's not stereotypical. It's part of Chinese freaking history. It's like if you watch any Hong Kong like movie, it's like it's people from their past, from history. They have historical figures in the movies. It's like this is what it is. It's a philosophy. It's not just chop socky and all that. It's about like testing yourself. It's about growing. That's what they should have really delved into with this, and they couldn't. So they stripped away the kung fu. They stripped away the Shang-Chi. They tried to have their cake and eat it too with the villain. I don't even know what kind of a villain this guy is, because he seems like a cool guy. And then there was one scene where he's beating up guys. Like it just seems obligatory. He's not really much of a villain. Everything is neutered, and it's just every time I watch this movie, it makes me mad. Plus, like J-Man knows, like we have scads and scads of Hong Kong movies.
I just got my collector.
Well, you know what?
Number 4 for this
it's
week.
Like Hong Kong film, and it's nothing like Hong Kong movies. That's just a talking point. It's bullshit. It's like, and I have tons of fantasies. I've never seen the bum monsters in those things. I don't know where the hell they came from. What the hell are you talking about? So F this movie. Sanctimonious bullshit. It's like it's finger wagging, trying to look. This is what Chinese is. It's not what Chinese is. I don't have to be Chinese to tell you that. It's horse shit. Now, is it better or worse than the Marvels? I don't know. You know what? After all that,
oh my god!
I was about to say, what do you mean? After all that, like, is it better than the Marvels? You just destroyed that movie.
I think its intentions. I think its intentions are. I'm trying to see if it's more honest than the Marvels is, because the Marvels is really stupid on purpose, and I don't really know what they're trying to do with that.
Right.
You know, it's like here's the part where the cats eat guys, and here's the part where the planet full of song and dance guys. So whereas Shang-Chi, I don't think there was any vision at all. I just think there was. What Shang-Chi was in the vision was strip it away and make a movie. And it's like, and you got this sort of neutered, weird.
All right, so I'm putting it below because I have no desire to watch it again anyways. And I have, and I will watch it.
Because of all that ranting I did.
No, not because of that, but just in general, I haven't watched it again. And I can't live with myself with Wakanda Forever being above. It's just, I can't Wakanda Forever. I won't be able to sleep tonight if I put Wakanda on the same. Above? No, we had on the same line because we were like discussing. So that one, that one's done. Okay, so these still need to be discussed. Let's do. Do we think that all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are better? I would say yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think all of them are better, right?
And I've always loved part 2. I know you guys didn't like it.
Yeah. I rewatched it and liked it a lot more when I rewatched it a second time. Rich, are you still with us? Oh, private chat. Hold on.
Back, yeah.
Oh, he said be right back. Okay, no worries. I'm pretty sure Rich would agree that the Guardians.
So the other one is there it is.
This one, right? Yeah. So is that all three
up
there?
You want to talk the Iron Mans or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm not even sure about this one, to be honest. But I will literally, I will literally be attacked if I don't. So let me. Okay. All right. Let's do. What about? Okay. How about Hawkeye? This is tough.
I didn't like it, but like I'm okay wherever it goes.
This is a tough one. Okay, let's leave it in the middle because it's a tough one. Let's leave it in the middle. Hold on, we'll leave it in the middle. How about Black Panther 1? That's got to be better, I think.
Better.
It's better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rich would agree with that. I thought Black Panther 1 was like okay. Yeah, I don't, it wasn't the best. It was, it wasn't as good as his appearance, obviously, in Civil War.
He's overshadowed in it, and goes through the.
But the movie's a movie. It's like a legit movie.
Yeah,
Hawkeye was way better. Maria's saying, why can't it just be on? I'm trying to like be a bit strict and try to get stuff to go lower if I can. This is the best comment so far. All right. Well, I thought What If was trash. So what does everyone else?
Well, it's
Horrible.
lazy writing, and I think people called it out for that when it came out. I haven't even seen the second one now.
I'm not watching the second.
I'm not.
It's
either.
awful.
I have zero interest. Okay. All right. So now we're left with a few here.
So hold on. Do they have all the Spider-Mans here or no?
Yeah, all the Spider-Mans, all that is here.
I only see
Okay.
one. Yeah.
How about Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Ant-Man and the Wasp is way worse. Like way worse. There's Ghost. Ghost is the perfect name for that villain. She was not a villain. She was a ghost of a villain.
Yeah.
was
It's directionless,
awful.
and I don't even know what it's about anymore.
The humor doesn't work. There's no camaraderie. Ant-Man and the Wasp might as well be in their own separate movies. They're not a team. I don't get it. And the ending is completely anticlimactic. Like
She-Hulk's its own category.
Terrible.
Okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, I rewatched it again and didn't hate it as much, but really don't think much of it. So I'm not sure. What do you think, Sean?
Oh, I think it's worse because it's hard to watch. It's not even Ant-Man's movie, and he's written to be the protagonist and that you follow him. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's not. It's not his mission, you know. And yeah, I don't really understand what's going on with everyone. Like Walton Goggins is after something. I can't remember what it was.
Right.
So
so
pieces in it that are cool, but like it, you know, so what, right?
So Rich, what you missed was we put Black Panther above. We put all three Guardians movies above, which I think you would agree with, right?
Guardians are all phenomenal. Black Panther was
So just put it in discussion mode.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got? You guys have Hawkeye with the Marvels?
We're discussing. We haven't discussed. We're not sure. We're not sure yet.
Sorry, I know.
So we're gonna get back to those.
I know I'm all over the place, but back to Shang-Chi for 1 second. The bus fight scene was epic in the beginning.
That was pretty cool.
It was epic.
Yeah.
One of the best battles. But anyway.
Okay, will you be while you were gone, I moved Wakanda Forever down because I won't be able to sleep tonight if we end the stream with it being I can't. I despise that movie. It's just like a personal thing. I can't get over it. This is like I'm the Terminator on that one. I can't be bargained with, I can't be reasoned with. I absolutely will not stop until it gets lower ranked than the That's the only one that I'll die on. Okay, we got to discuss these other ones. So we're gonna. So Werewolf by Night, we're good. Okay. Now we put the two Ant-Mans while you were gone. We put the two Ant-Mans lower. Ant-Man Quantumania for sure is lower for me. Ant-Man the Wasp, I'm in a mid zone, so I don't know.
I think Ant-Man and Wasp was worse.
Okay, so there you go.
It was bad.
It's bad. Yep. Okay. Good.
Captain Marvel, I'm good with being worse. Because she's not even a character in that thing.
Yeah, like
they try a bit in part 2 or whatever Marvel's is. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Captain Marvel is worse than the Marvels, Rich?
Probably, yeah.
It's not as fun. That's the thing. So when we started this, just to give you my background on why we're just doing this just to have fun, but I saw the Marvels and I gave it a 5 out of 10 based on my rating system that I do. 5 out of 10 means, like it's all right, whatever. It didn't get me angry. I think that they omitted a lot of the messaging, that irritates people mostly. I think they got rid of that in the editing room and they just left us with the movie. So the storyline is awful and the villain is terrible. But I actually like Ms. Marvel. Like I like Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel. I think she's a lot of fun. I like Monica Rambeau, and I thought Brie was actually okay in this. I didn't mind the three of them together going on this adventure, but the story is just very awful. So to me, it's a big, overblown, over-budget, dumb movie that I'm probably going to watch a few times just because it looks colorful and fun on my big screen TV in 4K. Yep. So to me, it like for example, like Eternals, I was bored out of my bloody mind. Like I'm like this. What is they looked like they had a story going. They had something on the move, and they just didn't pan out. Moon Knight, I was bored out of my mind. I think Ant-Man and Quantumania is just a bad movie. I think Wakanda Forever personally irritated me. I think that even Ant-Man and the Wasp is not a good movie and it's not fun. It's not a good movie and it's not fun. Marvel's is not a great movie. It has some fun parts to it and they fight and stuff. And they're in costume a lot. So, that's sort of where I am on this. She-Hulk is just an abomination of television. Like, that needs to just go away.
And Civil War, you think is equal?
No, I think Civil War is better, but there's one person on this panel.
Yeah.
There's one person.
Top 5 movies, man. Hands
Yeah,
down.
Civil War is awesome. There's somebody who doesn't like it, but we're gonna let that person say his piece because he doesn't like it. Legion of Comics was as bad as it gets. Yes, a bunch of Captain Marvel is better than the Marvels because of the 90s Carol Blockbuster camp. Yeah, I don't know. No, the problem is that
thing, though. Yeah.
Captain Marvel, the problem is that they ruined too many things that were established, like with Captain Marvel. They ignored that. They messed around with Carol's origin a little bit too. And I've got a Captain Marvel tattoo. I actually like Captain Marvel. I actually like Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel, I hate saying the diversity hires, but out of all the diversity hire characters, Kamala Khan was the only one I liked. Like, I don't care anything about Miles Morales. She, to me, was unique and her power set was different. She wasn't just a copy of Captain Marvel. She's her own character. I happen to like her. I like Iman as her too. So I am biased on that. And I even bought the recent Ms. Marvel comics. Like, I keep buying. I bought Magnificent Ms. Marvel. I bought the New Mutant Ms. Marvel, whatever it was called. I'll buy the next one. So I'm a bit biased on that. So seeing her in a fun movie makes it okay for me. And I also really like Monica Rambeau. She was my Captain Marvel. If we, anything from the TSR role-playing game, that's what Sean and I, that's like our version of the real Captain Marvel Shazam, but Captain Marvel
in the Marvels though.
She's like done dirty. Yeah.
Their character arc for her is that she hung on to this stupid petty thing.
Yes, it's terrible.
Like decades, even though her mom was able to raise her anyways. She's like, you walked out. I don't know. I don't even understand what the problem is. No one in the audience knew either. It's like,
that's all part of the storyline, Sean. It's all poor development. Like,
it's poor, but that's what they gave her. It's like, I don't know this thing, and that was her thing in the movie.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Go ahead.
My thing is in the comics, Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't really like that they ignored that, but
I agree.
Yeah, me too. It's
they made her a kid.
Marvel when we were first reading comics. That's the problem.
That's why
she's Captain Marvel. So
and that's why, guys, we have to put Captain Marvel worse because it's ruining comic lore, right? Yep. Like, the second movie is not ruining anything because now it's already established and we just have to be like, well, now it's Captain Marvel or whatever. But making Monica, they didn't even make her an equal to Carol. Yeah. They made her some little kids like, oh, I love you, Carol. Look it up. I thought you were about having positive, like African-American Black heroes. Like, what happened here? Like, they say they've got this agenda and then they get rid of Blade. They get rid of Black Panther. They bypass Monica Rambeau. It's like, Disney, hello. What, you're not matching what you're saying to us. And we want Monica. Literally, we're just like, oh man, is Monica Rambeau going to be in this? What's going on? Oh,
give her like the wings.
I want the wings. Actually, in the Marvels, when she had the wings, I thought, oh hell yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, it's like, they're not going to do anything.
I called up the theater. I was like, oh man, that looks cool. She's like, oh, I don't like the wings. I'm like, really? I was like, no, I wanted the wings.
Yeah.
All right. That is a whole other thing for ruining comics. I know.
I want to shout out something too, because Maria and Riga are talking about the music for WandaVision, but I thought the music for the Marvels was awesome.
It is.
It was pretty damn good, and it's a shame because no one's gonna remember it now because they don't like the movie. But I thought it was pretty cool and epic, and had a lot of not just orchestral stuff, but a lot of electronica in it as well. I thought
it is good. Yeah, I've got the soundtrack to Captain Marvel and the Marvels, and Captain Marvel soundtrack was pretty good too. It just the movie wasn't. Okay, we got to put Iron Man above. Is there anyone going to really challenge that?
Fine with it.
Everything's good.
It's good for its time, because at the time, just treating the material seriously was like an evolution.
Right, that's true.
So,
okay, let's do. Okay, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I absolutely despise this
I
show.
don't like that show.
Yeah,
either.
everybody I know that I talked to didn't like it. I actually thought it was okay. I was a big Walker reader in the late 80s, early 90s. So to me, this story was cool because I remember reading it and it was pretty close comic.
Oh, John Walker is the difference in this. I bought the toys immediately as soon as but they killed Battlestar, and I was like, you like Lamar, right? I'm like, he
died
Lamar.
in the comics. He was only in the comics like 4 issues also.
I don't know. I was rereading. This is when I was collecting Captain America. I have a lot of them, and I don't know. I just don't like the way that they killed him off. And I hated the villain. She was so lame. It's she's a lame villain. Like you've got Falcon, Winter Soldier, John Walker, Battlestar, all of them together to fight this scraggly hair girl. I'm like, what is that?
And the Flag Smasher from the comics was like a big dude in a suit.
He's a badass. I know.
There's
the
a lot
first
missing from because of the pandemic.
That is true.
A story that was similar to it, and they had to cut it. But the problem is that they cut all the context for like why is everyone on this woman's side? Why is Falcon saving her and not like the woman from what was it not Civil War, the other one who was like wounded. That he knows, right?
And she calls and
from Winter Soldier, yeah.
She calls and threatens Sam's sister.
Yeah, and he gives her a pass, no matter.
And he gives her a pass. Yeah. It's like, oh, she didn't mean it. Well, how do you know? She's
lecturing guys and stuff. It's like there's a lot missing from the context, and the thing is, what you get is a strange sort of irresponsible, sort of proletariat, unite against the evil government or what. It's like, what the hell's happening here? It's like it's really stupid and kind of insulting, that show to me anyway.
The first 2 episodes were 10 out of 10 though. When they're teaming up and then there's the 4 of them, they're like, okay, we're gonna hit it from this thing, and then they're teaming up and fight on the road. I was like, this is badass. I was so jacked. And then episode 3, I was like, what the hell happened? This all just got deflated. It just deflated itself. Like, I don't know.
You go there, Senator. Anyway,
I gotta drop off, guys, but I just want to jump in and give my take. I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
All right.
I appreciate it,
Rich.
I'll see you
Take
guys.
care.
Hey,
See ya.
Take care.
All right, man. I've got all of it. I have Xena.
It's pretty cool. It was very comic booky at the time, actually.
Yeah, Xena's awesome.
And
Xena is
I got
awesome.
the soundtrack of that too.
Though I think it's the last season, it started to get lame near the very, very end.
Yeah. All right, I'm reposting the link if people want to join. Again, I'm reposting it. I can't pin it for some reason. It's not letting me.
You can't get a loan. Oh my god! Maybe he gets a loan in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they should ask him now in red carpets. Just like, does he get a loan in?
Does he get a loan?
It's like,
all right, so I'm gonna put Black Panther back on top. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Part 1?
Yeah, part 1.
I thought it was. What happened?
I think we were
Rich,
discussing.
not there.
I think Rich wasn't
like,
sure.
I don't know.
So see, Rich dropped out. Now it's all hell. Now hell is broken. I'm putting Hulk up too. I like Hulk.
Yeah, it's better than Marvel's. I'm not like giving it an enthusiastic thumb up, though. But yes, it's better than Marvel.
Yeah, sure, it's better than Marvel's. Come on, man. You got it's like.
What are the other 2 here? It's like.
All right, so let's continue on. Well, we're going to discuss these. I think Black Widow's worse.
It's worse.
It is worse.
Yeah. So what's that purple one? What is that?
Hawkeye.
Let's come back, guys. I don't care.
Let's come back.
I think it's shit, but like if you guys like, macaroni, it's like, oh my god.
The first 4 episodes are really good, and the last 2 just it's almost like it was written by that person's far less talented cousin or something. It's just bad. The last 2 episodes are
stuck in a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was
it was stupid.
All right, let's ponder it. Let's ponder it because we've got a few other ones that we're gonna have to do. Yes, by the way, Maria, I have Cleopatra 2525 on DVD, and I have a T-shirt, an official Cleopatra 2525 T-shirt from back in the day, and I've long lost enough weight that it doesn't fit right anymore. But I love that show. It's great. We should do a stream on it. Okay. Hawkeye, yeah, okay. So Steve, you think it's less? All right, F it. Put it less. That's it.
I would say it's less because
Yeah,
I'm going to watch
kinda,
Marvels more than this. So
yeah, like the Marvels is just like stupid, goofy, and I want to underline the word stupid, goofy fun. But Hawkeye really had a chance to be good, and it really went like sideways badly in the last two. Like really flamed out.
Oh, we got our buddy here. We got to bring him in. I want to play this one, but sometimes if I play this one, it gets me nailed. So I'm not going to play this one. I'll give him the American Ninja.
Come on. You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right?
Could it be more accurate? Could it be more accurate?
We got someone else back here too. Hold on a second. We got another one.
Oh.
All right. What else do we got here? Okay. This person has not been on either in a long, long time or I don't remember. You'll have to remind me. So I'm going to give you the surprise.
Oh my God!
Hey, Joe Dog.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
All right. So, will anyone be able to sleep at night unless we change? Like, do we need to change anything right now? So the worst ones are Eternals and Secret Invasion, Moon Knight, Thor: The Dark World, Wakanda Forever, What If, both the latter two Ant-Mans, Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, and Black Widow.
Just a quick question. I wasn't here for it, but what was the take on Dark World to give it a low rating on that?
I would put it above the Marvels, but Rich Comic Cap Collectibles, he thought it was just a terrible movie. Steve's not a massive fan of it. Sean is kind of in the middle. I'm sort of in the middle, but
I don't think Sean's in the middle.
No, I haven't seen it in a long time. Like I've seen it, and I was like, my long distance take is it's okay, I guess. But
right. So what do you think, Mark?
Oh, I don't understand how that movie gets panned so much, especially when you put it up against like the last 5 years worth of superhero cinema. It makes zero sense to me how it gets panned so hard.
Yeah.
I blame that movie for Loki, to be honest with you.
We bounce around through realms. You get a look at all kinds of other stuff. You know, we have an epic final battle scene. The disposable villain thing is a trope in movies in general, but that's not that big of a deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Joe Dog,
I enjoyed it enough.
What do you think about Thor: The Dark World? I'm inclined to put it above the Marvels. Joe Dog, what do you think?
I watched it, and I didn't care about that much.
So we're
what line represents mid? You know what I mean? Like it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was a movie. Like
I'm trying to do because normally I do the full tier, but here I want to do just better or worse.
Okay, yeah.
No, She-Hulk is its own category. She-Hulk is that's its own category. Nothing's going to be as bad as that.
I do not disagree.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's fair. Then I guess so. It's just like just under mid. Then it's like
I would put it
lower than par.
See, Marvels is the bar, so it's either better than the Marvels or worse than the Marvels.
Oh, it's better than the Marvels. There's no question about it. It's a cohesive movie. That's
great. I think y'all better go back and watch that movie.
Okay, let's make a deal, Steve. Will you be able to sleep at night if we put it like above the Marvels? And I will guarantee you that I will rewatch it again and give it a second take. How's that sound?
Oh, I can sleep no matter what happens here.
No, you can't. you trust me. If I put Eternals above Marvels, you would not be able to sleep.
I haven't seen Eternals, so I can guarantee you I can sleep.
So if you need help sleeping, watch Eternals.
With that metric, though, better or worse than the Marvels, you're pretty much asking, is this a cohesive movie or not? That's really all you're asking. Because Marvels isn't.
It's not, but for me, the storyline was 0. So on my space system, the story got a 0 because there is no story.
There is no story, yeah.
And the villain is terrible. However, to me, it's like one of these movies that I liked in the 80s that was just bad and kind of crappy, but I kind of liked it for the fun silliness of it.
That's super fair, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like
it's like a Roger Corman flick. I got you.
Sure, like a perfect example. So it's like it's a bad movie, but it's kind of silly and fun, and there wasn't any of the messaging. Now I know there was a little bit, but I know that they probably edited out the messaging that would make it bad. It also, like, Nick Fury to me was already kind of goofed up already, so he was already a character that they messed up earlier. I actually like Ms. Marvel, and I like Iman Vellani. So to me, she's a positive. Monica Rambeau is cool, and I didn't mind Brie Larson in this movie. I thought she was like okay. In Captain Marvel, we couldn't stand her because she's irritating and she has no character. This one, they gave her some kind of something to overcome, but the story is just such a mess. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can agree with some of that.
Yeah. So that's where we're kind of at with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So on that point, how about Ms. Marvel, the TV show? Do you think it was better or worse than the Marvels?
It was
It's worse.
It was so bad that I stopped watching Marvel everything at that show.
Okay.
And now I will say, like, my take on it was, I'm not a 10-year-old kid, so why am I watching this? Because it was made like it felt like I was watching a Nickelodeon television show, like the live action stuff that would play on the Disney Channel for kids. Like in the first episode, when the giant core in the dance was swinging back and forth with them stuck on the end of it, like the Looney Tune episode. I'm like, I'm out. What is this?
Oh, Brennan, we despise them all here. You know that, buddy.
Also, this was a show that got all billion-dollar streamers to just beg for Disney to get a sponsor.
Right.
And oh boy,
it fell apart. I watched one episode in fast forward mode, even though I like Iman Vellani. I just felt that they didn't really, when this show was coming out, because I read Ms. Marvel, I thought they got to do an episode where she's fighting a cool, weird, kind of kooky villain every episode, using her powers, doing stuff. Instead, it was this whole thing about family and all that. Now, my wife is Indian, like from India, and she's watching. She's like, what is this? It's just nonsense. Like, even she was just like, this is nonsense. So I was like, yeah, like, I don't know. So are we all good with putting it worse than no arguments, right?
No arguments here.
No arguments there. All right. Okay. We're gonna leave there's a few coming up here. Now, what about Iron Man 2?
Better than the suitcase suit alone. That one scene with the suitcase suit. Come on.
That was pretty cool. What do you think? Oh, look, Iron Man 2, I can re-edit that movie and make it awesome. I don't know if I could re-edit Marvels and make it awesome. So that's where I'm kind of at. I don't hate Iron Man 2, but I don't know. I just can't stand Pepper Potts. Like, I just can't stand her so much. Like, I don't know what to do with myself. I just want to smash her face in. I hate women. There you go, Brennan. Steve, what do you think about Iron Man 2? Better or worse?
Worse. I literally can't stand either Pepper Potts or Black Widow in that show. They're both
she was irritating in that too.
They were just like, oh, Tony, like all movie long. I'm like, can someone just kill both of them, please?
Okay. So we need to discuss that more. Sean, what do you think?
I don't know. I can watch Iron Man 2. That we've always said this: the Iron Man movies are bad Iron Man movies, and the Avengers movies are great Iron Man movies.
Iron Man is awesome in every event. I'm like, he's so awesome. He should get his own movie, and then he does it. I'm like, it's not that. It's okay.
And they're too busy trying to deflate him in all those movies. That's what Steve is saying. It's like all the women in that movie refute everything he says.
They try, but he's always right.
Like, what the hell, So.
Okay, so let's come back to that one. We'll put it in the middle.
Let me throw in there just to get your gears turning, because I'm like an early MCU stan. So Iron Man 2 for me, was not what it could have been, but it was ridiculously enjoyable. It was on brand as an Iron Man movie. Your villain was in line with what Tony is. He's erratic, eccentric genius, and they portrayed that well, especially when you put it in comparison to somebody like Pepper Potts, who's so organized, and then the introduction of Black Widow, who added to that, and it added to our first real expansion into the MCU that was written in well with the shock of Mr. Nick Fury himself coming back and showing up at the donut shop, and that conversation where they start diving into his history with his dad that gets expanded on later. So they did so much world building, and everything in that movie actually mattered. And Black Widow's actual reveal with the hallway fight scene, which was absolutely awesome. Dude, Mickey Rourke put on a tour de force performance, so much so that he had to tone back the studio because he wanted to actually do the whole movie in Russian, and they told him no, just and everything. But that performance was amazing, despite the fact that the villain was what it was, and the final fight with the villain wasn't great. But the drone army battle was amazing. The fact that they introduced War Machine in such a badass way, like I can't think of that movie without picture him holding a drone in his hand and sawing it in half vertically with a Gatling gun. Like there was so much cool to be had in that movie. For all its faults, it still lands as a win for me.
There's a lot of, that's what I'm telling you. I could edit this. I could re-edit this, remove a lot of Pepper Potts' irritating crap, keep the Black Widow fights, remove some of the crappy dialogue with her, but like the foundation of it is still pretty cool. And Mickey Rourke is cool.
And it mattered.
So, I don't know.
And it mattered so much.
Yeah. When we had cable, like I cut my cable a while ago, and this was on TV, I would stay till the end. It's still watchable. Like it's still like I like all the moments in it when his dad pauses and then talks to future Tony and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. There's a few irritating things, but it's not a bad movie the way the Marvels is a bad.
All the acting is great, even though the roles are meager. But it's like freaking your boys in it. Sam Rockwell.
Where's my bird?
Where's
my bird?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be better. It's got to be better. I mean, I don't know. Like I haven't watched in a while. I rewatched it not too long ago and thought, you know what, this isn't as bad as when I think when I first saw it, there's too much hype going into it, and then you're like, oh, this isn't that good. So let's leave it there for now. We can come back to it. Steve, you're never going to win this Civil War fight, but I do want to see you try it. So that's why I'm excited to leave it there.
Well, I don't care if I win or not. I'm going to say my piece.
I want you to say it. I want you to say it. I want you to say it. But we're gonna okay. So which now these I can Iron Man 3 is worse. Listen, I despise Iron Man 3. That's a crap movie. Pepper Potts saves the day at the end. He destroys the suits. He cures himself or something. I'm like, what a trash movie. It's too long. I can't stand any of it. I have watched it once and never rewatched it again. I can't. Iron Man 2 is okay. Iron Man 3 for me is the pits. Let's go. Okay. Sean, you don't like Iron Man. We'll go down the Sean, do you like Iron Man 3?
No, I don't think there's even Iron Man in it. I think he's basically the suit's a shell for most of it.
Oh, yeah, that pissed me off too. You just reminded me of that.
And it doesn't make sense too, because they're trying to make a dramatic reveal with the truck running over the suit. But then if that's the case, then I thought the suit was strong. Like, what the hell happened here? It's just it's a sloppy script. It's mostly about Tony Stark and not about Iron Man. And I know some people like that. I don't. And that's why I always say the Avengers movies are better Iron Man movies.
Yeah, because he's Iron Man. He's Tony. When he's Tony, he's awesome. And when he's Iron Man is a clear winner. Every time we rewatch the Avengers movies, those are the ones we rewatch the most in the Captain America. My wife gets pumped. It's like, Iron Man. I was like, remember, you didn't care about that. Then we watch the Iron Man movie. She's like, well, I don't like this movie. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like, you only like Iron Man when he's in, because then when he's with the team, there's people to play off of him, and it just comes out better.
It's cool.
Okay, so Steve, what do you think? Worse? You think it's worse? I know that.
Oh, it's worse. I've actually seen Iron Man 3 several times. I can tell you when it jumps the shark, absolutely, is when his house is destroyed and he just runs across the kid. And the thing is that the kid's not annoying. The kid is not annoying, which is actually shocking. Right. It's just weird because there's always interplay between him and this kid, and he's investigating this. The problem is that I actually do not know after several screenings what Guy Pearce was trying to do. I understand he was trying to get the present, but for what? I think there was one line where he says what he was trying to do, but it makes no sense. I just did not like this movie at all. I don't like Pepper Potts beating Guy Pearce. The reveal of the Mandarin was awful. Like, garbage. That was actually a travesty to Ben Kingsley. I'm like, I don't know why you agreed to take this role, to be honest with you. It's just not that impressive. I like the suits at the end. That's cool, but like he's just jumping from suit to suit. I'm like, okay, I don't really know what the hell's going on anymore. I'm not a fan of the movie. It's worse than Marvels.
Okay, whoa. Mark, let's have it.
All right, so Iron Man 3, while I completely agree with you guys that it's not a good movie, The question is for this show is it better than the Marvels? In that case, I guess I just got to remind everybody how cool it was when the Mandarin didn't reveal himself in that first time we were watching it, and all the feelings you got when he gives those like creepy videos, like it's just it's insane. And then like that attack on his house was awesome. Seeing Tony actually reflecting in the values that he's established in the first Iron Man movies, with that whole talk with Captain America, that whole dialogue, you see like the writers of this stuff actually still cared about it. The way he threw the suit on Pepper, the remote control Iron Man suit Mark 42. I love that because one of the first comics I remember owning as a child and like have a good memory of is that foily cover of the suit, like it was like 50 or something like that. But that the suit was like that when I was a kid in the comic books. So I was fine with all that. I love the whole house party thing, bringing in all the suits, like playing where's what and who's where, and seeing that Silver Centurion armor was dope. Pepper like killing the bad guy at the end, that seemed like unnecessarily fast. It didn't like do me dirty kind of thing. I didn't feel slighted by it after that big battle at the end, but it still falls super short. I like Iron Man 2 better than Iron Man 3, but this movie is still light years, absolute light years, not even in the same discussion for me than the Marvels. Marvels was
I think it's just because it ruined characters and the Marvels just is a bad movie. Okay, so Joe Dog, what are your thoughts on Iron Man Part 3? Do you think it's better or worse?
I think it was worse.
All right. I think so. Brennan is saying that
I'm outvoted.
Right?
Oh,
You're outvoted
you,
on that one.
Thank you, Brennan. I'm not outvoted. Brennan's here. His vote counts.
Yes. Well, Brennan is related to me, so
his vote counts twice.
His vote counts twice if you're related. That's just how it goes. But Brennan, I can out talk him. I'll next time we meet up, like we're meeting up in a couple of weeks or whatever. We're meeting up in like 2 weeks or something, right? So I'll out talk you on that one when we meet up.
You don't want Brennan to put you in your place on stream. I got you. Okay.
No, not on stream. No, if he gets me in private, then at least it's not. If it didn't happen on stream, it didn't happen.
Hey, can I ask you a serious question? How many times have y'all seen the Marvels?
I only saw it once. I'll watch it again when I'll buy it again. I own everything on this.
Yeah. I feel you on that. How many, like how you mentioned, like when Iron Man 2 would be on, you would stop channel surfing and sit there through it. It doesn't have to be a great movie to be able to be like fuel. It's brain fuel, enjoyable brain fuel. That's kind of like the lowest bar, but it is a bar. If the Marvels is on, I will not stop channel surfing. If Iron Man 3 is on, I will stop channel surfing and get back to folding laundry or doing whatever else like that. That's that bar that Marvel's at.
Right. I would be reverse on that. But you know what? Hey, and Mark, we got to get you on because I'm going to do Batman Forever versus Batman and Robin. How do you
compare perfection?
Well, we're gonna. Oh, there is a way. We're gonna do it the space way.
I was going to say, once the space system fails you, 5s across the board, my guy.
No. And so the way it works for versus is instead of rating the story, which has the better story, which has the better pacing, which has the better artistry, which has the better characters, which has the more enjoyment.
Yeah, that actually kind of bounces like just off the quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not one or the other. Yeah. Okay. That'll be fun. I'm down.
That's going to be good. I didn't know you I don't think I knew at the time, but I had Chris on and we did Winter Soldier versus Captain America 1. And I'll tell you
across the board,
Winter Soldier, but it wasn't that easy.
No, the first one wins on characters.
Right. So that's what I was going to say. So Chris said the same thing to me in private chat. He's like, oh, well, this is obviously Winter Soldier. Like, look, Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie, but I said, we're not doing that. We're not doing that way. We're doing it category way. And yeah, the characters in part 1 are really cool, man.
Yeah, because you have the whole commandos in there.
The commandos.
And
the origin of him and like jumping on the grenade and like, there's a lot of good moments.
Tommy Lee Jones is fantastic in
He's good.
Like the overt sexism that he was doing in that movie was so spot on for like the time period. He wasn't being offensive. He was just being that guy. It was hilarious.
It's good. Okay, so we're gonna schedule that up, and that's gonna be awesome. All right, but let's continue on. Steve, I cannot wait to get to the Civil War. I can't wait. Like
teasing this, man.
I'm hyping this up, and I've got a clip. Ready for when Steve makes his.
It's like those TV specials where they keep, like, when they go in a commercial, they keep teasing you for this thing. It's like, when is this going to happen?
Because like this is going to be an impossible task, Steve. I can't wait to see you, because like I don't know. Okay, so let's do Thor Ragnarok. Now I'm gonna put it above.
It's a better.
I'm gonna put it above, and I know people. This is a weird one for me. So here's one of the ones. There's always that one movie where J-Man saw a different movie than everybody else saw. Look, it's Jack.
That's how I feel with this movie.
Yeah, like Jack Kirby. It's like a Jack Kirby like wet dream of like crazy colors, and look, it's not a good film as a Thor film. Like the portrayal of Thor is a bit goofier. It's the first goofy. We're getting into the goofiness. Loki, it's like now he's like this good guy, and it's like Team Thor, and he's got a guys together, and he's running around. But
wait, do most of y'all not care for this movie?
I think some people don't like it. Yeah.
I found my tribe.
I think it's cool. I don't know who J-Man's referring to.
Oh, you like the movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mark doesn't like it.
Oh, okay, Mark. Y'all have never known me to say anything other than this movie was the canary in the coal mine. I started my YouTube channel getting berated by people telling them this movie is what's wrong with what's happening, and if they keep doing this, they're going to ruin the MCU.
You're right.
This was the movie that they showed their hand of what they're going to do to the MCU.
You're right.
And they've been doing it ever since, of just destroying characters, just shitting on males, not paying any care attention to shit. It was a fun movie, but if you cared about the characters, you're blindsided by it.
You're right.
That's what J-Man was saying.
That's what I was saying. You're 100% right, Mark. But the thing is that I got to evaluate what I watched. Like the soundtrack was killer. I felt like I was on a cool.
Follow that up with soundtrack.
So no, I'm saying the visuals were cool. I felt like I went on an adventure. It was almost like it's not as good as Flash Gordon, obviously, but I almost felt like a Flash Gordon movie where you're going to these different lands and it's really neat. And the problem is that what you just said, this is where they stopped caring about characters. It's like, oh, Thor's now a big, dumb, goofy guy. It's like, okay, oh, Loki's now this cheeky little anti-hero. It's like, oh, Valkyrie is just like, I don't even know what that character is. She's not a Valkyrie, is she? Like, she's just like
Valkyrie.
Yeah, like it's terrible. So I don't know. I don't know what this is the first one here where I really don't know. What do you guys all think?
I'm going to say something that's probably controversial, but probably not. And like, Steve, I want your take too, because you read tons of Hulk. Like when I think of this movie, I think of Hulk. And to me, Hulk is the character I remember from my childhood, 1982, 83. That's the way he was in the comics. I know he changes all the time. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's classic Hulk where he's like he nicknames guys and like he acts kind of babyish sometimes, and that is Hulk to me. And they never did that before or since. They just got rid of that characterization. But I did like Hulk in it. Everyone else, like I know that they turned Thor into a jokey action hero man, but then they went too far with it with the next movie. I feel, but
So Steve, we'll go. So Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, it's better. I agree with Sean. This is the only movie that actually portrayed Hulk as I know him in the comics, like the Savage Hulk. Yeah, right. Because now that I'm 463 in, I can tell.
So just to let everybody know, Steve has been reading Hulk from number 1 to now.
Infinite.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's. Oh my gosh, we got our buddy in here. I thought Mr. Fancy Pants wasn't showing up today, but here you go.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey,
Bobby.
Hey. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm late, buddy.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Just I'll tell you what's better than Marvels. J-Man.
Oh, of course. Oh, thank you.
J-Man is better than Marvels.
Debatable.
Hey man, I should have put a picture of myself and put mine in the She-Hulk or below She-Hulk or whatever.
I'll tell you what's worse than Marvels.
What?
Me.
Okay, we're gonna keep doing that.
That's one dramatic. I don't know.
All right, so Steve, finish your thought on Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, so Hulk. This is they did Planet Hulk basically. This is the Hulk that I know, and Hulk wasn't really portrayed very well in any of the other MCU movies, in my opinion. Even if I liked the movie, didn't like the Hulk character, including Incredible Hulk. Sorry, and Edward Norton is not Bruce Banner. Sorry.
Oh,
anyhow, hashtag. I really enjoyed Hela. in this movie a lot.
Oh yes, I forgot.
She was terrific. I think Kate Blanchett added something to it, and even though again Goofy didn't really think he was a great character, I did enjoy what the hell's his name from The Boys as the executioner.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Yeah. So.
Oh, you went to The Boys. I don't want to. He's Judge Dredd, and I want to keep him as Dredd.
Yeah, it's just the first thing that jumped in my head. I could have said a few times. Anyhow, I 100% agree that this was not a great characterization of Thor. Loki, Valkyrie sucked. It was very off tune. And I actually felt a little bit guilty enjoying the movie because I realized that this was not a great Thor movie.
That's me too.
Very true.
But
very true.
I did enjoy it as a movie, and at the end of the day, I have to judge it as a movie. I did not grow up reading Thor that much. Occasionally, so the character's not as near and dear to my heart as some of the other ones. So I have to go with what I'm watching. So
bad Thor movie, but like enjoyable popcorn movie.
Correct.
Okay, Mark. So Mark, yeah, you. I wish I had known you at the time because you're spot on, 100% right. Oh, hey, Larry, how's it going?
Larry.
You were right, Mark. This was the first where we started to skew.
Yeah, it genuinely bothered me. It wasn't a fresh palate cleanser. It was the first time we saw them hitting the copy paste button. It was the rinse and repeat format that we've seen with Guardians of the Galaxy. And and as far as the Hulk thing, such on that, Hulk is my all-time favorite superhero ever.
Nice.
And I haven't read from number 1 all the way to current, but I'm less than 30 issues away from owning all of them. And I've read him my whole life, and I've read World War Hulk. I've read Planet Hulk, and this was not Planet Hulk. This was them just putting him in a helmet and giving him an axe and giving him a little fight scene for a second where they're about to let Thor beast mode him before Thor gets turned off by a taser. So the whole damn thing was dumb. I love the fact that we did get to see some of the Hulk, especially the fact that they showed us his ass. That was great. But that just wasn't enough. Like the rest of the movie was just hurtful in my. I know it sounds weird to take things personally like a movie, but it honestly, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I just thought it was, for me, the reasons y'all already mentioned. It was cool seeing Hulk as the Hulk because we only got it at the end of Avengers and have never seen him since, really. But watching him fight the big Hellhound was great. Hela was pretty cool, but unfortunately, everything around her downplayed the severity of what was happening. I mean, we lost Asgard in this to a joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you think it's worse than the Marvels then?
Absolutely not.
Not though. Okay, not
Hell
worse
no.
than Marvels. No,
Hell,
okay.
not near it.
Okay, so that's totally fair. Joe Dog, worse than the Marvels or better?
I hated Thor Ragnarok. I think this is worse than the Marvels. The story was forgettable, and I mean, Defenders is one of my favorite comic book teams of all time. And Valkyrie, they ruined Valkyrie. The MCU really went downhill in 2017 when Kevin Feige started to do the whole diversity inclusion, like you know what. After, because Ike Perlmutter left after Age of Ultron, and then Kevin Feige took over in like Ant-Man or Civil War, and that's where Thor Ragnarok, the trailer, started doing that, and I hated that. Now I loved Planet Hulk. The story, the whole story movie was just forgettable. So, I thought it was worse.
So you think it's worse than the Marvels?
I
guess Clobby, what do you? Is this a tough one for you for Thor Ragnarok?
Yes, because I agree with these gentlemen. Everything they say about Thor Ragnarok pisses me off. Again, it's one of those. When I first saw it, I laughed a lot, and yet I was uncomfortable with why I was laughing. It is full of absolute bastardization, especially of Thor, but not predominantly of everybody.
Everybody, yeah. Everybody.
So much horrible crap in it that it is truly sort of like when you have skin in the game and someone's trashing it. It is worse. It makes me angry because I have something I care. I care about nobody in the Marvels.
Right.
So the Marvel, in a sense, the Marvels is a worse movie to me because it's a bad movie with nothing I care about, no stake. So now other than like I've already told you, J Man, it's other than the terrible Nick Fury stuff in it, which is pretty big, and the cringiness in it, I don't care about that. I can walk out of the movie going, ugh. But when I care more, in a sense, I do see where I would hate it. My hatred level will be more. But as far as a movie, it's constructed, put together in an entertaining way, far better than the Marvels, because the Marvels has no redeeming qualities. This is a movie that if I didn't care about the characters, I would just have like you said, a popcorn get together, just a fun movie. Ragnarok would work on that level.
Okay.
So it's very difficult to me for getting into emotions. But if I'm just ranking it as good movie, bad movie, it's still, there are very few movies as bad as the Marvels.
And you're allowed to rank it however you feel right to yourself. But it sounds like we're all, except for Joe Dog, who's saying it's for sure worse. I think all of us are saying,
I love that point Jack made. Like when you have skin in the game with this, like how the Marvels, because I've felt completely disassociated from the Marvels. Like watched it, thought it was bad, couldn't care less. I don't know if I'm just defeated by, but then like if they were to put out when they put out Thor, the most recent one, I wouldn't even watch it.
Good.
But I was willing to watch the Marvels and be dissatisfied. But that's such a good point. Like when you actually, these characters mean something more than just like a quick ticket for a mega corporation to a lot of people,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
When Ragnarok came out, it wasn't really 100% the MCU. This was like when it was first starting to become the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we can all agree then that the fourth Thor is definitely worse than the Marvels, right? Because that was
God.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah.
It's 100 because whatever you so Mark, think of what all of the things that you hated about Thor Ragnarok are multiplied. They did sequel. They did the same thing. They just amplified it.
But it wasn't positive attributes they should have been doing that with.
Right. All the stuff that you hate just gets amplified even more. Defenders is also one of my favorites. At one point I was trying to collect the entire run of Defenders, and Valkyrie is a really
awful
great character.
Yeah.
Like Brunhilde or whatever, which I don't even know if that was supposed to be this person.
She first
or not.
appears in Hulk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I know. She is awesome. And she was just ruined. And that actress is okay. Like she's fine in the Creed films. Like I don't understand.
She's fantastic in the Creed films.
Yeah, like I mean, Creed 3 was in my top 5 of last year for films. Like, why? I don't understand. It's just they I don't know if they just told her to be an idiot in this, or I don't know what the hell they did, but she sucked in those movies. Anyways,
he hangs out with Taika Waititi too much. He dates him or whatever.
Oh, there you go. Oh, really?
He's married to like a British pop star.
Oh, I thought
he's actually a phenomenal writer and director. His style just doesn't match.
I thought she was seeing him. I'm sorry. I thought
no, she's not.
Well, I actually like Taika Waititi's other projects though. Like Jojo Rabbit was a good movie.
Jojo Rabbit was good. Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows is phenomenal. That pirate show that he's got on.
The pirate show is pretty funny. I watched the first season.
He's a phenomenal writer director. It's just he took on the wrong project.
Keep him away from superheroes then.
Yeah, he's not suited for. No, this is the same. Yeah, this is the same kind of thing we see all the time. They just give these random directors, oh, you've done a few cool things. Here, it's like Star Wars. They're going to give this. Now she's going to just like.
He admitted to Thor. He took Thor for the money. He had no money.
Well, not just that. I mean, they're all doing it for paycheck, but he said like he had no interest in doing it. He needed the money. It wasn't like something that he took the time to consider. Do I want to do this project or not? Like financially, he's like, I have to take it.
Well, if they ever make a Your Hunter from the Future movie, please lobby for me to direct it and write it because I will do an awesome job.
I think Taki Waititi would probably be the guy to direct that.
Oh, I would literally, I would attempt suicide if that happened. Anyway,
watch the Suicide Squad. No, don't go that far. Oh,
all right. Okay, so we've got the Spideys, the Lokis. Then we're going to go through some of these, and then Steve's going to do. Stay tuned because Steve's rant is coming up next. You ever watched my Hey Mordecai? How's it going? Hey. Stay tuned for Steve's rant. I've got the clip ready. I've got the clip ready for after Steve's rant as well. So after Steve has done his rant, please give me a second to cue up the. Cue up the thing. Okay, so I got to tell you, I hate the Loki TV series. I think it's a garbage fest, dumpster fire.
Agree.
Loki is one of the coolest villains. In Avengers 1, he's literally saying, you guys will all kneel before me. You guys, humanity is trash. I'll kill any one of you just because you look at me wrong. I hate everyone. I despise everything. I'm this badass villain. And now he's getting kicked in the nuts repeatedly as a running gag, depowered, running around in like pants and like an office worker shirt or something. I'm like, what the hell happened here? This is not anywhere near what Loki is. And then I thought, okay, let me pretend it's just a TV show. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't care about anything that's going on in this show either. And then Kang is introduced in the most exciting way to introduce Kang is he's sitting at a desk talking. Hey, Penny, how's it going? So the first introduction of one of the great villains of Marvel, Kang the Conqueror, is sitting at a desk explaining the future of the MCU movies. Well, in the next movie, I'm going to be doing this, and then later on there'll be another film where I will be doing this, and then I'll get defeated by ants in an awful movie later on, and then I will be arrested and convicted of or found guilty of some crimes and be recast. But don't worry, guys, I'll be a cool villain later. Like, huh? What is happening? What has this got to do with anything? We're just like flabbergasted. I'm like, why is Kang sitting at a desk talking? This is Kang. I don't know what the hell's happening here.
I didn't have this association. That was definitely, I didn't feel that was Kang. I loved the Jonathan Majors He Who Remains dialogue in a show that was just bland to me. I can sit and listen to whoever wrote that dialogue just do a conversation between the He Who Remains and Loki. Like it reminded me of the Matrix when he was talking to the architect.
Right.
Like, I love that shit.
Really?
So really? I don't know. I actually Jonathan Majors or whatever, the artist formerly known as Jonathan Majors, that person, that person again. I have to mention Creed 3. I don't know what the court cases are. I don't follow. I literally don't follow any of that. I don't know. If he's guilty, he's guilty. That's it. But he was pretty awesome in Creed 3.
Lovecraft Country.
Like he was pretty badass in that. Anyways, okay, so let's go from the bottom this time. Clobby, Loki, whatever the TV series, is it worse than the Marvels? Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it is.
1,000 times yes.
It's so bad. I had the weirdest experience of my life with that show because I watched the whole first season like a dumbass, of course. And other than the kind of episode that was kind of cute with all the other Lokis, they have like the alligator Loki and all that.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
mildly amusing at least. Richard E. Grant was fun.
Yeah,
I just hated all that stuff with Kang in that last one. He was just like a comedian. Like, oh god, you're not funny. So you basically see this character reduced to nothingness, getting his balls kicked over and over again, having scenes with Infinity Stones that are jokes about Infinity Stones. They're like in a desk and collecting. They're nothing. They're like, you guys just take the air out of your own stupid shows and movies.
Yeah.
And then I watched the second season. I don't know why. Out of habit, right? I'm watching it. What was it? 6 episodes?
I didn't watch it.
Well, I watched the second to last one, right? And every time I watch it, I was like, hey, Short Round's kind of funny, but I just don't. Well, I'm not into this. Every episode just sitting around yakking. Then we get to the last one came out, and you realize I didn't watch it. I could watch it. I'm like, man, I've watched them all. You'd think I'm never like that. If I watched all of something, no matter how bad it was, I'm going to watch the last one, right?
Right.
I haven't watched the last one yet. I can't make myself watch it. I'm like, I don't care. I think I'll leave that gap in my knowledge.
Hey, don't care. Just in like a defense of the show that I said was trash the whole way through season 2, the finale to season 2 is quite possibly the single best episode of comic book television that's ever been.
I may never know.
That's super fair. Just know, like I completely feel that. Like I said that episode 3 was probably the worst single episode of comic book television that was ever produced. But
okay,
I don't know what happened with that finale. If you never watch any of it, like if anyone's watching this on the rewind or anything, if you never watched any of it or seen any of it, don't. But go watch that finale.
Now you made me want to watch it, which I really didn't want to do. I was going to be proud of myself for never watching it. So
it'll make you mad. You'll watch it.
It's going to be your fault.
Well, when you watch it, you're going to be mad. You're going to be like, you're telling me that y'all have writers capable of doing this, and y'all have done everything but this for the past 3 years.
Well, there you go. Then I'm in your honor, and one day I will actually try to force myself to watch it. In all seriousness, it's same level of Marvel's, bland, and I don't care. It has a character I don't even really care about the movie Loki, to be perfectly honest with you. Tom Hiddleston is a good actor, but I don't care about him that much. He was okay in the first Avengers movie. After that, he's just kind of dull to me. So it's similar to the Marvels, and there's nothing I care about. Like I moderately cared about movie Nick Fury until it was ruined in Secret Invasion and this and Marvels and Captain Marvel. So yeah, I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know, man. It might.
Well, I'm putting it lower then because just
lower. Go lower. I'm going to go lower. It's worse than Marvels. Boy, not by much.
I never finished. I had the same thing. So I watched Ahsoka I didn't watch the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka yet. So I watched the first whatever episodes it was, and then One Piece was out, or I was like, I watched One Piece, the entire season of One Piece, and then I rewatched One Piece again, and then I was like, and I never went back to Ahsoka. Now I'm watching Reacher, and Reacher's just like the greatest show ever.
Love it.
So,
hell yeah.
Can't get enough of that one.
This doesn't affect my movie rankings anyway because it's a TV show, so I'm safe.
Yes, you're safe.
There are still only 16 movies worse than the Marvels, so there you go.
So we're gonna go through that in a second. So Joe Dog, did you watch Loki, and what did you think? Up or down? Better or worse than Marvels?
I thought it was worse.
All right, worse. Yep. There you go. Mark has left the building. We'll get him back in a sec. Steve, I know you thought Loki was worse than the Marvels.
Oh, hell yeah. Owen Wilson and that woman sitting on a couch talking for 10 minutes. I'm like, dear God, almost fell asleep. This thing was horrible. It was horrible. Like at the end, he who remains is in a closet. It's like, ooh, he reveals he's in a closet. And J-Man, I give you props for remembering what he who remains even said. I'm going to have to end up in the Total Recall chair to remember what the hell that guy said.
No,
it
you don't
was just
want
complete gibberish at that point.
Right. Okay. Sean,
it's worse. It's not even about anything. I remember my takeaway with it was I walked away and I was like, I don't understand what any of the events of these episodes like added up to. I don't get it. And Loki's a totally different character. Like he's not the villain. Like that we saw in Avengers, and you can say, well, it's a character arc, Sean. It's like, not really. He's just like pigeonholed into this personality now for this show, so yeah, it sucks. I haven't even seen season 2. I
might try. I didn't Loki is the first thing I didn't buy. I bought WandaVision.
I'm proud of you for that.
You should be. That was very difficult to not buy Loki. You don't understand. I have a compulsion to buy it. I'm like, I must own all this stuff, and I didn't buy it. And and I saw it again today at Walmart. I thought, it's right there. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not, because Sean just got me Santo versus Dr. Death.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And you picked up, and what was the other one you picked? Oh, The Dog Who Stopped the War. Has anyone ever seen The Dog Who Stopped the War? It's
Canadian enough to know.
No Canadians. It's these groups of kids that are having this snowball fight, and they're going to have this mega epic. Yeah, there it is. They're going to have this mega epic snowball fight, and they built like these huge castles and stuff. And then they're going to just have an all-out war, and the dog ends up dying, and then everyone feels so bad about it that they don't have the war or whatever.
But the snow castle is super fake.
It's like the fakest snow. There's like drawbridges and shit. You're like, this is awesome.
There's trap doors and things.
There's trap doors and stuff. It's a kids movie, but we loved it as kids in Canada. Yeah. It's got snow in it, so that's the stuff. It's that white stuff that kind of falls and then it accumulates.
It's kind of powdery and it gets really heavy. Oh, it adds up. Yeah,
it adds up. Yeah, that's what snow is. All right, so Mark, we didn't get your take on Loki.
The Marvels, better than.
All right.
I would put it there. Yeah.
All right, and coming soon, Steve's rant on Civil War. But before that. I'm doing the Canadian.
I didn't care for Civil War.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So, we're going to go through everyone's opinion, and Steve will be last on that. So we got the 3 Spider-Man movies.
Oh,
Should we just do them as a whole?
I don't know. Like, how do you want to do them? Do you want to just?
I'm not a fan of any of them, but I think they're all better than the Marvels.
I think I'm there too. Does anyone think any of them are worse than the Marvels? I don't think they can.
Maybe the second one.
Yes.
Oh shit.
The second one. The second one.
The second one's the worst one, but I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it's still not worth it.
I did not care for Homecoming and Far From Home, except for No Way Home, which I really enjoyed because of Tobey Maguire, which is my movie version of Spider-Man.
I'll tell you what, that fan service stuff in the third one was absolutely a delight. Wasn't enough to make me rewatch it.
No, man.
Sean is in the exact same. Sean
I
literally said this to me yesterday.
I can
Did you
watch
just
the
say this?
clips of them just walking in the portal for the first time and the clip of Andrew Garfield catching MJ and tear up.
Yeah,
but you're not going to get me to sit down and watch it. And I actually tried to. I bought it on digital before it even came out on physical because I was so ready to see it again, despite not liking any of the Spider-Man stuff. Didn't make it 30 minutes in from like, dude, this sucks, and turned it off and went back to Instagram.
I'm exactly the same. The problem with the movie is it's built for one movie experience.
One viewing.
I've only seen it the one time in the theater.
Yeah, it's the surprises, and that's it. Once you've seen that, you've seen the movie, and if you can't really revisit them, and it's such a long movie, it takes so long to get to those things, anyways. So
it's flat overrated.
Because
it's
hard
to it is overrated.
It's entertaining in some ways, but I'm sorry, this movie is based on the premise that, and look, I know we're talking about goofy superhero stuff. I can take just about anything. When you're predicated on the premise that Doctor Strange is a moron, after that happens, it's irreparable. I'm watching it the whole time thinking, this is stupid. Doctor Strange idiocy made this whole movie happen. It's idiotic. It makes me mad when I'm watching it. And
I'll say something really stupid too. Like, this angered me, and it probably angers you too. This is the movie that confirmed absolutely that the MCU version of Spider-Man has no Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like,
exactly.
He's not
I hate
Spider-Man
that
at all.
I hate it.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Sick.
Yeah.
They were replacing Uncle Ben with Aunt May.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they could go straight to freaking hell for that.
And that fell off, man. When he's like that, I'm like, I don't feel the same thing I felt when Uncle Ben died. When they did Aunt May, I'm like, no, it's not the same. The
other
hot Aunt May dying isn't the same. Nope,
exactly.
Sorry.
The other two had Uncle Ben's, but the Tom Holland one doesn't.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, Daredevil the TV series was better than any of the 2 Spider-Man movies.
The Daredevil TV series is one of the best things produced with the words Marvel in it for me.
Yeah.
I'm also a Daredevil fan, but like, oh hell yeah, man, that show, I was just like, and first time in the history of the universe, a character I despised in comics, but I loved on the TV show, usually it's reverse, was Karen Page. I can't stand that trash character in the comics at all, but man, she was bloody awesome in the show.
Yeah.
She was great.
Coming hot out of True Blood too.
She is great. Love her. She does D&D stuff all the time. She just published a book.
Love Elektra in the Frank Miller's Daredevil series.
Oh yeah. Well, we're covering Elektra. We're covering that tomorrow. The first Frank Miller. Let me plug this.
It's
tomorrow, Daredevil. First Frank Miller.
It's Miller time tomorrow night.
Miller time tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So, hold on a second. Well, this took an ugly turn. We were putting Spider-Man 3. We'll just call it 3 because I don't know the stupid name. Spider-Man 3 above Marvels or below Marvels now?
It's above. It's
all
still
three
better than
Marvels.
Marvels.
Yeah, all 3 of them are.
It's
above.
well put together. Like,
I disagree with Far From Home, but 1 and 3, yes. 2,
okay.
no.
So Far From Home is Mysterio. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you think
trash?
Not as bad as Marvels, but I don't like it.
the thing is, everything with Mysterio is the bloody best, but everything with him and the kids running around is so lame.
It's awful, but that's like a half an hour in the beginning.
No, it's longer, dude. It's an hour. It's a frigging hour. An hour of my life to a C-grade John Hughes story. It was horrible. And that Night Monkey shit, that was awful.
I hate that.
Yeah, that was like the MCU symbiote up to this point. That's the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an offense against the black suit. So I got to put that in the worst.
To be honest, 90% of the movie posters are an offense to comic books.
Yeah.
I don't know, guy. I don't know. Is it really worse than the Marvels though?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
not. But like, if you want to,
it can't be worse.
No.
Yeah, not worse, but it's not. It's not.
Well,
It's somewhere in
Spider-Man
the neighborhood.
Teach me the importance of doing your taxes properly and stuff, and the Marvels did.
Right. Okay. Well, now before we go to Steve's coming soon. Let's
How
look
am I
at.
going to live up to this now? Like, holy crap!
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You could just say it's like you should do. You know the Aristocrats.
Yeah.
You should pull that. It's like
no,
not pull the no. We're doing the other part for you. You just say it's the Aristocrats. That's
okay.
That's it.
Cool.
Or the pie. Do you know the pie version of the Aristocrats?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like this guy wants like a slice of pecan pie. Does everyone know what we're talking about? Mark?
Yeah, I know what pecan pie is.
No, do you know the Aristocrats joke?
No, I do not.
Okay. So it's a joke that comedians tell other comedians. And the point of the joke is to make it as long and obnoxious and sick and dirty as you could possibly make it. And then at the very end, you just say it's the Aristocrats. So it's the premise is that there's a guy who's hiring an act for stage show. This family walks in and says, we're going to tell, and the guy running the show says, what do you guys do for your act? And then they say, we do this, that. And then that's the part of the joke that you want to make long. And it's like, oh, and then we, do this to each other. And then we do this. It's like you make it real. And then at the end, the guy's like, oh my God, that's a crazy act. What do you call yourselves? The Aristocrats. That's it. Oh. But there's a pie version of it where this guy is dying. And before he dies, he remembered having pie. And then you pick a country. You can just say there's, I don't know, in like Croatia, there's a small pie shop and he was there when he was younger. So then the entire joke is all these things happen to him. He like falls off the bus or he falls off a plane and then lands and then he survives and he goes through all this. You make the joke really long. And at the very end, he finally gets to the place. He says, I've traveled so long and so far and wide just to get a piece of your pecan pie. And they're like, I'm sorry, but we're out of pecan pie. He's like, okay, I'll have lemon. And that's the joke. So it's like that's the joke. You're laughing now, and I didn't even like the point of it is that you're supposed to make this really long, drawn out thing so that they're like, oh my God, and then he's like, yeah, he doesn't even get it. So Steve is just gonna say, I don't like Civil War. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like after all this build up, he's just gonna be like, I don't like it. All right. So everyone knows that everyone agrees She-Hulk's the worst, right? That's easy.
Yeah.
Here's what we got as worst. Let me know if anyone doesn't agree on any of these. So worse than the Marvels, we have Eternals, Secret Invasion, Moon Knight, Wakanda Forever, What If, both Ant-Man sequels, Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, the TV show, Iron Man 3, Thor Part 4, and the Loki TV series. Is there any one of those that's like people are adamantly disagreeing that they should be better than the Marvels?
Adamant is a strong word. I might put the first Ant-Man Wasp movie not as bad because they're mildly amusing shit in it. Other than that, but tell you what, I wouldn't want to have to argue in the court of law for any of these games.
I really enjoyed that second Ant-Man movie as well.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
I mean, it was a good sequel. I mean, it wasn't better than the first one, but it was a respectable sequel to the first.
I agree.
I actually don't hate it. Okay, so Steve, you wanted it worse. Sean, did you say worse?
Yeah, I could go better. And as a movie, it's well put together. If we're going that route, it's just my problem with it is the script. It doesn't know. Like my problem has always been, and it's everyone's problem with this movie. It's not Ant-Man's movie, even though he's the protagonist. So it doesn't know what it's doing,
Well, it's called.
But is it worse than Marvel's? No, I don't think so.
I don't really think so either. Like it's not great, but like it's not worse. Like there is
amusing elements.
Editing. It's like everything else, all aspects from writing to direction have no clue what they're doing in Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
This one has some amusing moments. It's not great in any way.
Right. I only saw Incredibles 1. I never saw Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
Lucky you. Incredibles 2 I hated so much. Dude, that was so bad. It's one of the most abominable things I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
And I love the first one beyond all reason.
Oh wow!
The second one made me want. Well, we're lucky the universe is still here. You all do not know how close you all came to extinction.
This is like Total Recall. This is like the Total Recall novel.
Incredibles 2. It was it. I almost pulled the plug on the whole universe. I almost destroyed it right there in the theater. And you all survived, but it was close.
Thank you.
Yeah, the second Incredibles was worse than Cars 2.
I never saw Cars.
I like that movie too.
That's the new tier one. Cars 2 and like everything else.
Wait a minute. Are any of y'all watching these movies for the first time with small kids?
Nope.
No.
Okay, that's the secret to these, by the way, guys. Like, I'm lucky enough to have small kids.
Yeah,
so I watch them with my small kids. Otherwise, I wouldn't watch them at all.
My kids are grown up now, but Incredibles, that was a superhero movie, so I figured I had an excuse to go.
Incredibles does stand out as like an anomaly.
That's a Thor movie.
Good movie.
I love it.
But the second one, I had a blast watching it with my kids because they weren't alive when the first one came out. Well, my oldest might have been. I got it. She's 16. I don't remember when the first one came out now.
My son and I went, and he was already a grown up, so he hated it almost as much as I did. Not universe destroying hating it, but he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw all of the. So is it worse than the Marvel? No, and we're not going into. We're not doing that.
Yes, it's worse than the Marvel.
Wow.
Oh wow, it's worse than the Marvel. Oh wow.
Only because there was so much at stake.
Right.
And I love the first one.
Okay, so everything else is above the Marvels. We're gonna put Ant-Man and Wasp above because it is still a competent movie, and there's characters and you know what's going on, right? Like it's not just like in sham. Like the
Paul
Marvels
has enjoyable in it, Paul Rudd's pretty cool.
Y'all got Moon Knight less than the Marvels.
I can't stand that. I could not stand Moon Knight.
Oh, bad.
I thought it was terrible, but for metric, I think like the only thing that's She-Hulk and Wakanda Forgettable is the only thing I have less than the Marvels.
Oh, Eternals is worse, Mark. We gotta get you.
Absolutely not.
I have to be honest, J-Man.
Yep.
I have Iron Man 3 and Ant-Man Wasp Quantum Agia just slightly above Marvels, but I have them rated almost exactly the same. So 26, 27. So even though I don't have them above Marvels, they're on the same level of trash. So I don't mind you. I mean, it's no offense to my rating system that you have them slightly above it because they're all awful.
Yeah, I'm not debating to have anything moved. I was just putting that in context. I got here late.
Right. Okay. So there you go. So that's fine. All right. So Civil War. Now, I like Civil War. For me, the MCU is anything with Captain America in the movie. If Captain America is in the movie,
yes,
those are the ones that rewatch. My wife, like I love her. She always says, "Well, let's watch all the Marvel movies," and she doesn't mean that. Because as soon as we start watching like Ant-Man 2 and stuff, she's like, "I don't like this." I'm like, "You said this," and she was like, "Iron Man 2." I'm like, "You," and I said, "Wait, hold on a second. You don't like all the MCU movies?" She's like, "Yes, I do." And then I named them all. She said, "Oh, I don't like any of these." I was like, "Right, that's all MCU." I said, "You only like Captain America."
I love her patriotism.
I love her for that.
It's like, and I was like, she likes the 3 Captain America movie. Here's what she likes, and we like the same things. She likes the 3. There's only one series that we disagree on. She loves the 3 Captain Americas, as do I, and the 4 Avengers movies, as do I. Though Endgame has lots of problems, and I'm not like an Endgame champion. There's many problems.
40 minutes is a problem.
There's a lot of problems. A lot of problems. A lot. But still pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we both love both Doctor Strange movies a lot. And that's it for her. And the first Ant-Man movie. So we rewatched the 3 Caps, the 4 Avengers, the 1 Ant-Man, and the 2 Doctor Strange. That's MCU in her mind. I include Guardians of the Galaxy in that, and that's my MCU. So I don't mind Black Panther, though. I know it's like, I'm looking at some of the other ones. Hulk is okay to me. I mean, it's fine. The only thing I disagree with people is I love Doctor Strange Part 2. It's a Sam Raimi movie. I think it's like a masterpiece. It's like one of my.
Wow, that's a little extreme, buddy.
I love it.
I love it. Masterpiece. Is it a Sam Raimi masterpiece?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece of awesomeness. There's so much magic, and it's crazy. They're using magic all the time. He walks around doing magic, and there's like different universes, and like he's got a cape of like ghosts and zombies. Like, this is so cool, man. You've never seen stuff like that. They're fighting with the notes.
That movie was allowed to be released.
It was awesome. Sorry.
So the true magic is that movie was allowed to be released.
Oh, it's awesome. It's better than any of these other dopey ass movies. All right.
Age of Ultron was...
I don't disagree. There's so much negative in this era.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Age of Ultron was okay in my opinion.
Oh, I loved it.
I actually loved it.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay. Civil War, Joe Dog. Civil War. Is it better or worse than the Marvels?
Civil War, it was worse.
Wow. So you and Steve are
wow.
This
Go, Joe Dog.
Joe Dog. Oh my God, Joe Dog and Steve. This is like this. Oh my God, I've got the perfect. Where's my team up thing for that? I've got. Here you go. Here's the team up right there, baby.
There you go.
Oh, make it happen.
There you go.
Way to go, Joe Dog.
I mean, there's no I don't know. Civil War has Captain America in it, so it's a real MCU movie.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's for me, it's better. Sean, is it better?
It's better, right? I know what Steve's gonna say, but it's an entertaining movie. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. I know the general conceit is controversial, but I don't know. I still dig it. So I think it's
Mark.
better. It's a better movie than Marvel's. Like you're not. Are you really going to argue that it's worse than the Song and Dance Planet and all that? Like what the?
No, this is not fair, Sean. Not fair. We're going by enjoyment. Let's see. All right. Okay, Mark, is Civil War better or worse than the Marvels?
It's light years better. It's a badass movie. Like it's not a shot for shot, but it's definitely a conceptual, true adaptation of the comics that it was based on. Like conceptual adaptation.
Right.
And the cast and characters being brought in like that was great. It was pretty much an Avengers movie by the end of it. That fight with Tony and Cap is just legendary, absolutely legendary, savage. It just showed the true colors of both these characters, and weaving in Winter Soldier again was great. I mean, it was awesome. I can't think of any much negative to say about it. I was going to say anything, but just there ain't really much negative to say about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Civil War is the best Black Panther. We agree with that.
Yes.
Okay, so Clobby, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Civil War in general? Because it is hero versus hero, and I know you're not a big fan of that. So,
well, I actually hate the comic very much. So when I said they were doing this, I was like, uh-oh. But this is like a lot of these movies that they draw the title of a well-known, comic series, and they're relatively skeletal in terms of their relation. Like the Winter Soldier movie, which is I love, of course, does have a lot more in common with its comic book by Brubaker, but let's face it, it doesn't really take that much from it. I think Civil War, I love it because even though I will fully admit it's like a bunch of great set pieces in search of a full movie, but those set pieces are so terrific. It's got some of the greatest superhero action and dramatics of any of the other movies. It lacks the complete focus of some of the better ones, like Winter Soldier or either of the first two Avengers films, but it is an Avengers film in a sense. And the opening scene, which I found to be action scene to be slightly clunky, is okay, but the other action sequences are so irresistible and terrific that it's some of the best superhero action ever made. And at the time, it just blew me away, especially the big airport superhero battle, which made me feel like a kid again. So I adore the movie, but I do understand it has a lot of flaws that I can take it apart for. But I can understand certain criticisms, like what they did with Zemo and such. And but nevertheless, it's up there with the more entertaining of the MCU for me. I love it. I mean.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. I don't like hero versus hero either, and Iron Man is just like such a dick in this movie. But Captain America is just so awesome.
Hero versus hero is part of being a superhero fan. Since you're a little kid, they always meet, they always fight, but then they become friends later. So I don't mind it unless it's played with too much seriousness, like the comic book. I thought the whole legalization of superheroes argument is fine for more of your deconstructive type stories with certain characters. It doesn't fit in the primary Marvel or DC universe. When you do that, you muddle it up and you ruin it, in my opinion. That's why I hated, even though Millar's a good writer, I hated it being in the regular Marvel universe. So,
I never liked the comic version of this, and Captain America is is written to be the enemy in that one.
I
Like
hate that
he
so
he
much.
loses at the end. He gets arrested and like and cuffed and all that stuff, and then he apologizes to everybody. It's awful. So,
that's irritating.
Yeah.
I didn't read it, and I'm glad I didn't because
I read most of it. And
I hate it.
Sean always like he'll call me like, "Don't read this because like Cyclops is made out to be an ass." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not reading it." And it's like, "Don't read this because Captain America loses like a bitch at the end and has to apologize." Okay, I'm not reading it. The biggest call I ever got was Old Man Logan. That was like the fastest call. You're like, don't read it. Don't read it.
Yeah. It's like there's incest and there's like, oh my gosh, it's awful.
Yeah, it's like, and I love Hulk and Wolverine. I love Hulk and Wolverine.
So you're not a Mark Miller fan, Old Man Logan, Civil War.
I'm not. I love the guy now.
It's weird. I really like Nemesis. I like when he does his own, but that's his own stuff, Mark.
Oh yeah. Dude, I like his other stuff.
I think he's a great guy though.
Close to the Miller World stuff he does on his own.
He's a great guy. I'll tell you that.
His own things. Like Nemesis was awesome. That even the latest one was good. The first one was awesome.
Yeah, Reloaded was the latest.
Reloaded was
Rogue Gallery will be this year. It'll be published through Dark Horse. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Mark Miller himself is awesome.
He is an awesome guy.
Yeah, and he cares about the medium of comics and he wants to tell stories. I'm not always a fan when he takes on a known character. That's all.
You know what's funny? It was Stan Lee was having those same vibes with like what he did in the Ultimate Universe, how far he pushed it, and then. Like kind of y'all's take on that is very reflective because it was Stan Lee that went to him. He's like, you know what, Mark, you're doing really good. You got a good thing going here. You really should be making your own stuff. You know that, and that was the push.
Oh, is that Stan telling Mark to do his own stuff?
That was Stan was the push to get him to start the Miller World thing, and it had to be somewhere in there's like, yo, you're too savage for these books. You got to go.
Yeah, no, he's right because anything he's done on his own is interesting at least. So, if I don't personally like it, I don't think it's bad. At least he's telling stories and cares about comics as a medium.
And it has that same edge to it, like you were talking about with Old Man Logan, like with the violence and the incest and all that. I mean, it's his books all get crazy like that for the most part.
They do, yeah. I just wish it wasn't Hulk and Logan. Like I don't like it's just. Anyways, okay, we're getting off topic. Yeah. Okay. All right, so Steve, why? Okay, so wait, Joe Dog, do you have anything else to say about Civil War being worse? Or?
It's just Civil War was. I never read about the Civil War comic book, so I thought Civil War was too jokey.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, Steve, why is Civil War worse than the Marvels?
Okay, so I hated the comic.
Right.
I read it. I hated it. I can take Miller or leave him. Some of the stuff he's done I like. Red Sun. I liked Old Man Logan. I like Nemesis. Hated the Ultimates. Didn't like Civil War at all. Civil War is the one movie that pisses me off. It actually makes me angry every time I watch it. And I've watched it a few times. It's just that it's first of all, it's lazy as hell. You do the whole, hey, look at all the damage we've done when you've run out of ideas, in my opinion. And just how they executed it was very, very poor. I should never want one superhero to kill another superhero. And in that movie, I wanted Captain America to kill Iron Man. I was actually calling when he was beating the shit out of him at the end. I was actually saying in the theater, kill him. I could not stand Iron Man. That was the stupidest heel turn I've ever seen in a movie in my entire life. He's standing there. This is a guy who gave the middle finger to Congress. I'm not turning over my suit. And this woman just happens to be on an elevator, talks to her. She's like, oh, my son died in Sokovia. If these superheroes really did not know that there was an assload of collateral damage going on, then they are the stupidest superheroes who've ever lived on the face of the earth. He's like, oh, yeah, someone died in Sokovia because Ultron was going to knock it into the earth. Oh, shit, yeah. Right. Well, you know what? I'm going to 180, and I'm going to change everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Spider-Man, who, by the way, with great power comes great responsibility. Oh, that's right. Uncle Ben doesn't exist in this world. And I'm going to get him. And he's going like, hi, Captain America. I'm going to fight you now. Like, what is this bullshit? And who's the one pointing the finger? Thunderbolt Ross. First of all, Thunderbolt Ross is one of the worst characterizations in the MCU. No one has called out the bullshit that character is. If you look at the comics, he is not like that. He's not a snidely whiplash, mustache twirling twat. And that's what he is in the MCU. In this thing, he's sitting there, he's like, look at all the damage you caused. Look at what you did in Washington. Look at what you did in Sokovia. Look at what you did in New York. Yeah, Thunderbolt Ross, there was this character called the Abomination. He went apeshit in the Incredible Hulk. Who released him? Oh, that's right, you. No one called him out on that. We got War Machine, a.k.a. Mr. Bland. He was replaced halfway after Iron Man, and no one noticed. He's saying, "Oh, you know what, Captain America, you should do this. You're very arrogant for not doing that." Really? This is the one thing you have to say in 5 movies, and it's garbage. I hated everything in this movie. I literally hated it. The only characters I did like is Baron Zemo and Black Panther, and even then, it was I hated the Winter Soldier thing at the end. I thought that was a cheap twist in order to get some cheap heat and Iron Man to fight Captain America. And at the end of the day, what did I learn? Well, Iron Man is such a great hero. He incarcerates guys who he fought next to because he believes in something all of a sudden that he never would have believed in any of the other movies. Civil War is a piece of flaming garbage dog shit.
And the MCU soundtracks are so forgettable, including the villains.
Wow.
That might be my favorite review rant I've ever heard in my
life. All right,
life.
so let me play the clip here from one of my top 10 favorite films of all time.
You lousy bunch of bleeding hearts. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he is to Civil War as I am to Shang-Chi. It's like there's something we can't unsee in these movies.
Yeah, Steve, you made a lot of points.
You guys aren't seeing the same thing I am, right? Yeah.
So I'll address some of those because, you know what? I've seen it. When I first watched it, I was like, I got excited, whatever. And then we talked about it a little bit, and then I watched it with my wife, and we got excited. And then I've seen it 3 times. So on the third viewing, I started to think too. I'm like, yeah, like what the hell? Like we immediately said what this one woman says, oh, my son died. It's like, well, she should have said, well, I'm sorry that your son died, but the entire planet would have been obliterated if I wasn't there.
Which was Tony's fault, unfortunately, because of Joss Whedon.
Right.
Didn't have Hank Pym. Yeah.
Right. It's Tony's fault. Yeah. And then it's like, you're right. Like Tony 180s, but then he 180s so much that now I'm going to imprison my friends. It's like, okay, well, I thought you didn't care about the establishment. Yeah,
now you know why I hate the whole idea of the story. It should have been done.
No. Yeah. So then what do we do with all this?
Don't do that. Leave that story completely alone. Don't touch it. It should not have used that story.
The MCU's problem was that they jumped too far ahead into modern comics, and now we're in the mess we're in right now. It's like all of these new characterizations, new characters, and stories that were deconstructing comics because we went through an ugly age in the 2000s. But there was so much more to do from Silver Age and Bronze Age that could have bolstered the MCU
too fast. They went for it too fast.
Yeah,
it's just we needed more time.
Years.
Yeah, the only MCU characters I care about are Gamora and Nebula.
I guess there's very little you could repudiate with what Steve said because it was brilliant. Other than I still enjoyed all the action scenes and the characterization and stuff, except that ending bit. Because that ending bit, when he brings up what Iron Man does, that is something that does always stick in my craw. Because at some point, Cap's trying, Iron Man refuses to understand. I don't mind him being a dick throughout the movie so much, but he should understand that it was not really Bucky's fault. This was Hydra. And even Cap said it one time, like in a week, hey, it was Hydra. No, you need to yell it to him. You need to get to look. Hydra did this, like they always do this. They're the ones who caused the death of your parent. You idiot.
Yeah. Well, but Tony, hold on a second. Let me push back. See, but Tony Stark lives in a world where there's no aliens, there's no magic, nothing out of the ordinary ever happens. So why would he think someone could get brainwashed? It just is so weird to me. It's so weird.
I was gonna say, does this not? It takes place after Winter Soldier, and so Cap has seen the ugly side of the government. So of course,
yeah.
Of course, he doesn't trust them. But I don't know why he wouldn't just tell everyone this.
It was the wrong goddamn story to adapt in the first place.
I agree with you totally, Clobby. When they were adapting Civil War, regardless how close it was to the comic or not, I thought it was a bad idea. I thought it was we're out of ideas movie.
Yeah. You know what?
Yes,
Civil War,
agreed.
You know what? Civil War feels like. It feels like we're in Battlefield 2042.
Okay, Steve, let me upend an apple cart here, and I'll ask this question, and you don't have to answer this because I'm sure J-Man will shut it down. But like, the Civil War and BVS came out the same year.
Oh dear.
Which is better?
BVS, ultimate cut all day.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Don, why do you have to ask these hard questions at the
Civil War
at the 2.5 hour?
Yeah, look.
Here's the thing. Okay, everything I just said aside.
We went 2 hours and 34 minutes.
I know.
Longest ever. The longest ever before mentioning. Longest ever.
Right. Captain America, I will admit, is awesome in that movie. I like Baron Zemo, even though he's not wearing the mask, and that irritates the shit out of me.
He's not Zemo in that movie.
He's not Zemo. I agree. And the airport scene is awesome, even if it makes no sense. It is still awesome. I agree. BVS,
I rarely do. Yeah.
You're asking me what I thought. I haven't even seen the ultimate cut. So quite frankly, I'm going to tell you Civil War because I haven't seen the ultimate cut. I saw BVS once. And what I saw in the theater was not great. So I have seen Captain America Civil War a few times. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I bought the damn thing. I won't buy it on 4K, but I bought it on Blu-ray, and I did rewatch it. And I understand where people are saying, like Clobby, were saying, yeah, I enjoy it. I get it. It's just that this movie struck a nerve with me where it was something building a lot with the Iron Man character, and this one just put it over the top. And just seeing William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross wagging his finger at the heroes just put me over the edge because I hated him in Incredible Hulk. I hated him. And I hate to pull the comic card, but if you read the comics, that ain't the character. At all.
I'm gonna create the comic card. let me stop you right there, sir. Comic book card. Let me stop you right there.
It's like 50-50 damage, trample.
Oh yes, magic cards. I don't think there's too many magic cards. It's like trample.
It's like, can you counter this? Like no,
can't be countered. Yeah.
Harrison Ford won't be him either. I mean, how many times do they ever actually get a character really right from the comics? It happens, but it also not often. Not often. Not minor characters like him, especially.
Yeah, especially like supporting characters. No, it's very rare.
Let the hate flow through you. I'm gonna say. Well, I'm definitely gonna say BVS is worse.
It's worse. No, it was a stupid question. I don't know why you struggled with it. BVS is worse.
I'm not struggling with it.
I'm total opposite. I prefer it.
I've
watched it more times than I can count.
Well, me too, but
more times than I can count.
That story is that's for Sean to tell.
When it gets going, like from the moment that Superman flies down to face Batman all the way through the end, is just absolute like sex on film. Like just
Superman
watching
and Batman are not in that movie. What are you talking
about? Watching the fight, watching the warehouse scene, watching the fight with Doomsday and Wonder Woman come in. Like don't care that the design wasn't what I wished it was. The actual fight was absolutely amazing. Some of the most epic shots I've seen cinematically in a battle were in that. Like when Superman's flying at full steam, vertical, having like an eye laser beam off with Doomsday, and Wonder Woman getting decked and grinning and flying back into battle. Like there's so much of that fight was just absolutely epic.
I'd have to watch it. Doesn't Batman throw Superman into a toilet or something like that? I have to watch it again. And there's something I know they fight in the bathroom. I was like, what the hell is going on?
But that was the Warrior, Sean.
He threw him where the movie belongs. Oh, good.
No,
they entire bathroom.
What
kitchen sinks his ass too.
This anyway, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'm not a fan. I got to rewatch. I have the ultimate cut. I do have the ultimate cut. I don't think I have it on 4K. I don't think 4K was around when it came out.
Have y'all seen the Daredevil? Have y'all seen the Daredevil ultimate cut or director's cut?
I have that. I have the Daredevil extended. I don't prefer it. I prefer the other Daredevil cut, which is weird. I know, but
I was going to say the ultimate cut of BVS fixes more problems with BBS than the director's cut did for Daredevil, which there weren't really too many problems. It just added that little court story. But
yeah,
the ultimate cut adds all of the context to the whole feud that they took out. All of it. Like there's a whole.
It doesn't for some people like me. So anyway, I'm sorry I derailed everything with this.
I'm happy to talk Snyder stuff, dude.
What are we doing with Civil War? Are we?
Man,
I highly doubt I'm swaying you guys. So whatever you decide.
No, I would say it's better.
Snyder's filth. So to me, any making fun of Snyder works for me.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to. Okay. Are we? Okay, so but here's the question. Let's talk turkey here. Hold on. Is it better? So you're saying it's worse than the Marvels because of the like there's a few movies that I might acknowledge might be better films than the Marvels, but because of my personal disgust of things that happened in them, I just can't see it as being better. That's look, Civil War, if you let's say what if you didn't care? Then would you say Civil War is better? Or do you want to stick with you're allowed to stick with your personal thing, because I've got stuff like that too. Like I might say something's a better film than the Marvels, but I'm like, no, F it. I'm not putting it better because this pissed me off and I'm done. So I understand that's where you're at. So that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
if you're asking me thematically and constructively and just as a film,
right,
is Civil War a more coherent film than the Marvels? Yeah, 100%. It is more coherent. I will tell you that. I will tell you that it hits a lot of action points. There's a reason why people enjoy it. It's got a lot of action in it, and it's very fast moving. I get it. I just like when I watch that movie, I want to throw something through my television. I did not feel that way in the Marvels. I was mildly amused, and yes, I rolled my eyes through the back of my head a couple times in the Marvels, but I didn't want to punch someone. Like in Captain Marvel, I wanted to punch Brie Larson at the end of the movie. She was just like that sort of person. It was just a very emotional, visceral response. If you ask me movie wise, yes, I'll say movie wise, constructively, Civil War is better than the Marvels. If you ask me personally, there's no way I'm putting it better than the Marvels.
Yeah, I can see that, and I definitely agree with all of your points, though, too.
Mm-hmm. It was well done, man. It's a good.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna shill out for the airport scene because it was so cool.
Yeah. But to Steve's point, though, it was, I don't know if it was the beginning of it, but it was the opening salvo of Marvel putting in their sort of inarticulate profundity. Yeah. It's like. Yeah. And the way they do it is someone makes a stupid point and no one refutes it. Yeah. And that was kind of what Civil War, the whole movie was.
Yes.
So yeah. But
anyway. Yeah, like why didn't Tony push back to that woman and say, listen, I'm really sorry.
He's a smart man. He should be able to in a normal situation, but this is an MCU movie.
So right. So they changed so this is a Spider-Man 3. Yeah. Like Doctor Strange does something stupid and causes Spider-Man 3. Tony Stark can't say something to a woman in an elevator, and now we have Civil War. Like that's similar to that. Like it's just, can you get over it? That's really is, can you get over that with the action? Is there enough cool things to get over that stupid premise? I would say there's enough cool action to get over that dumb crap. It's definitely the weakest. We're not ranking these top movies against each other.
No.
Right? Like, Civil War would be towards the bottom of some of these movies, though not all of them.
And Civil War doesn't rip off Spaceballs. So that's another.
That is true.
Like, I don't know if these young people behind the Marvels even know what Spaceballs is. And they're like, oh, yeah, like the air sucks up and then the water sucks. It's like, are you idiots? What's wrong with you?
Suck. I don't think anyone saw. I saw Spaceballs in the theater. That was awesome.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't think we should have really seen that in the theater at our age, though.
Well, my aunt took me, so whatever.
My mom took me, so whatever. It doesn't matter now. Don't matter. I haven't seen Monsters versus Aliens though.
I've seen it. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's a fun kids
movie.
Yeah, it's really fun. It feels like 1950s monster alien mashup stuff.
I really like Man of Steel. There's a lot wrong with VS.
Once again, I apologize for.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's what happens when you bring up that guy's work, man.
We didn't mention
poke the bear.
we didn't mention the other. We didn't mention the S. Oh no, I did mention SW earlier, but not in a negative way.
RR's cool. RR knows how much I hate Sniper, and yet we're still buddies.
It's funny because I'm like I'm a mid. I guess I'm a mid Carter Snyder guy because. Like I like a lot of his stuff, anyways. I just don't like the Superman stuff. Those three movies.
Don't worry, you're in the Snyder hater army. I put you there. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll balance the scales all by myself. Don't worry.
Yeah, because see, I still like.
No, there's no balance to my hatred. It's not possible, but I hear you.
Yeah, well, I mean, my only thing is that because the first part of his career was so amped up, like every movie seemed to get better. And you're like, holy shit, I can't wait for this. And then you see Man of Steel, you're like, oh, what the hell happened here? And then you see BVS, you're like, oh, dear God, what really happened here? This is what happened. And then the 4-hour Justice League. Yeah,
Man of Steel, by the way.
Yeah, I know, Man of Steel. So there's a friend of mine who's like, he loves that you will not say Man of Steel. He personally messaged. He's like, I like that guy on your channel that will not say Man of Steel. He will say. And I said he's doing it. It's like you will not say it. I don't know. It's just so funny to me.
I can't. It's not. I'll try right now just for you. Man of Steel.
Well, you can say it if you're talking about the comments. Oh my God, you guys, that's too much. All right, so here we are. We're closing up. We're coming to the end here. Are we good with all this, I guess?
Yeah, I must admit you're doing pretty well because I only think there's you're doing great, man.
I think everything's okay. There's only a few up here that were kind of questionable.
We concluded the Marvels is still garbage and sucks. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting it in the bad movies that I will watch because it's a J-Man bad movie that I'll just rewatch because it's just something I like to do.
You'll rewatch.
I'm interested to hear how far you make it into it in your attempt to rewatch it.
I will. I will watch the whole thing because my wife will watch it with me. But let's see. I did make it through Eternals though. I will tell you if I don't make it through Marvels and I change my mind, I will let everybody know that I've changed my mind.
J-Man will write a book called "I Love the Marvels. This is my bag."
Yeah. No, this sort of thing. No, and then it's in brackets. This sort of thing is my bag.
This sort of thing is my bag.
Yeah, so it's like
J-Man, my bag, baby.
Yeah, J-Man and the Marvels. This sort of thing is my bag, baby. And then it's like one copy.
Definitely my bag, baby. Yeah,
that is hilarious. But I have seen.
Thanks, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you.
I've seen Captain Marvel probably 3 or 4 times though. So
God, dude.
So keep that in mind. And I've also seen what else is worse down here. No, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't seen the rest of these any more than once. Okay, so never mind. Yeah. I was gonna say I thought there was a few others that I've seen more than once, but no, I haven't seen it.
No, once is enough on all these. Dinner.
Yeah.
I Am Groot was not that great.
Which one?
I Am Groot.
I forgot about that. Is that on here?
Is that on there?
You got the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special on there. That was all right.
That was I put that as better. Yeah, that was better.
This wasn't created.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so I didn't create this. I don't know if you guys know about this is Tiermaker. So you just go to tiermaker.com and then search for ones, and everything's been created that you've ever wanted to know. I was gonna do my ranking the DC EU movies, but I would get massive hatred. I'd get massive hatred for the ones that I love. I would get massive hatred for everything. The ones that I love and the ones that I hate. I get massive hatred on both because there's the ones that I hate. Everyone will be pissed off that I hate them, and then the ones that I just can't win on the DCEU.
We should do it then because it is such a mixed bag of people's reception to it as well because it's been so rocky across the board from jump. But I'm the same way. The ones that I really enjoy tend to be ones that people pan the hardest.
Not worse than mine. I can guarantee you nobody on the planet.
So you're a big fan of Harley Quinn?
No, that's an awful movie. No, that's
okay.
not a movie.
You're getting warm there.
Sorry. I'm not unreasonable.
Okay. And see, the only other one that I know that gets like panned so hard is one of my favorite ones they ever did, which was the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
that's a mid Carter. That's a mid Carter for me. I don't hate it, but I don't.
I get the Joker, the approval for it, but the rest of it, like I'm also like a Suicide Squad stan. You know what I mean? So having that in a movie, I'm like, dude, this is nuts, and so much of it was fun.
Like,
okay, Mark, it's in plain sight, and you're not getting it, so I'll just give you this.
Man. Yeah.
You like 84?
Oh, I love it.
Oh boy,
love it.
Oh,
got the steel book.
I get why you like it, and I'm glad that your camera only shows you from the chest up. But
I did not watch Wonder Woman 1984.
It was
don't watch it. You won't like it.
Down.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that likes it, but I have several reasons why I like it. But I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm saying I like it. This is one of the things that is missing in film criticism by a lot of people. And I'll say this, and then we'll shut her down in a minute. Is that like I can rate a movie and say the story wasn't good or whatever, and give it a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10, and watch it a bunch of times because I get enjoyment out of things that are in the movie. But I acknowledge that it's a bad movie. Where I fell out of touch with most people, I'm going to remove this away. Why I actually fell out of touch with a lot of people was that they're saying this is a masterpiece. Like, and they're going, and I'm like, you can say that, but it's not, but they can't acknowledge the bad things. Like I acknowledge that Wonder Woman 84 has massive amounts of problems. There's lots of problems in that movie. It's too long. The story's a mess. The villain's not that great, right? There's the weird thing with the possessing the body, which is problematic for some, not for me, whatever. So there's a lot of weird, there's a lot of, there's a lot of weird things in that movie. So I'm not saying it's 10 out of 10. I'm saying it's not a great movie, but I find enjoyment out of the parts that I wait to see.
Yeah, that's the difference between just answering if you liked a movie and actually critiquing a film. There's a
correct, right? So critique, and even for this list today, you could say, well, there's things that are better, but I would. It's almost like I'm saying I would watch Marvels again versus I would watch Secret Invasion versus.
I watch plenty of bad movies. I have that same argument with people all the time online. They're like, it's all subjective. I'm like, I understand, but you can make objective like quantifiers for films and stuff. Like the fact that Sharknado exists is like the example I always go to. That's not a good movie.
Right.
They know it's not a good movie. They didn't write it to be. They didn't intend for it to be. That's not why it exists. It exists because they know it's bad, but you enjoy it.
Yeah, I liked Sharknado. It wasn't as I actually wanted it to be worse. It wasn't one of my criticisms. It wasn't as bad as it should have been, even way worse. But I was like, it's like half decent at some parts. I'm like, it should needed to be worse than it. Cocaine Bear wasn't bad enough. I watched Cocaine Bear. I thought this should have been a trauma movie. They're not going far enough with this kooky idea. They should have went like even way more like crazy violent, you know. But anyways, whatever. That's a different stream.
Jay, I'm gonna split that while you guys do it next. I'm gonna get ready for the show.
You're gonna get your show going. All right, Clobby, man.
Thanks for Take care, Clobby.
It was good
seeing you again.
Well done, buddy. Go dog. Good to see you. Legion of comments, too. Great hanging with you, buddy.
Good hanging with you as well, my man.
Sean,
all right.
Good to see you all. Sean, J-Man, see you tomorrow night, buddies.
All right, see you tomorrow night for Daredevil.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. So everyone's channels are already in the description of this video because, well, Joe Dog, I don't know if you have a channel.
You're so proactive.
No. I put your channel in all my videos. Anybody who I like to support goes whether they're on a channel or not with me. So you're in there, Chris is in there. Joe Dog, do you have a channel or anything or no?
I do, but I just don't make videos.
You don't make videos, okay?
No.
Yeah.
Perfect. Those are my favorite channels to follow.
Favorite channel. My favorite YouTuber right now is Neurotic.
You forgot me.
Yeah,
has Neurotic let you come on?
J-Man. and then the Clobberin Times. And then I would watch a little bit of the Angry Joe show. Geeks and Gamers.
Yep.
Arcade Outpost.
Oh,
Black
I I can't take that much negativity in my day.
There's too many of those. I try to pare it down to just like one if I can.
Yeah.
Like Nerd makes like quality content, but I can check in on that channel like once every couple weeks, and
that's usually what I do as well.
Because every video is just the same thing with just the most recent criticism.
Clobby is friends with him outside. So Clobberin Times, who is just on has been on it, and he has like his is a massive channel, so he needs to produce content constantly, and it ends up for me. I'm exactly what you just said, Mark. It's like I can tune in once a week just to see kind of what he's up to, and then I can come back a week later and see.
I get a lot of value out of channels like that, kind of checking my like biases, but at the same time, like, and I would say it to their face, like I feel like they're their own worst enemy at times, because they my biggest thing is they decide on something's quality before it comes out and becoming just as bad as what they're talking about. Like, it doesn't matter if something's good or bad. If they decided this is bad, like, and then it comes out and it's good, it's very rare that they actually give it that actually turned out good, or it's still
yes. And I'm very careful not to get too like people are talking about Superman Legacy. There's so many legacy. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I need to see this movie. I have no idea if James Gunn's going to make the best Superman movie we have ever had, or if he's going to make the worst Superman. I have no idea.
I think that maybe he has an opportunity to make the second best Superman movie we ever had, but he ain't got a shot at he got a shot in hell at making the best.
Well, of course not.
That already exists.
I used to watch a lot of Vanos gaming in my teenage years.
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, so anyways, but okay. So everyone's links here. Do you guys want to? Okay, so Steve, you got anything going on?
No, I'm just still writing, still doing my books and stuff, and still appearing on either J-Man's channel or the Action Elite whenever I can. That's it.
Oh yes, we're going to be doing Beekeeper. No, we're doing Avenging Force coming up next is what we're going to be doing. Yeah. And then Beekeeper, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see Beekeeper. I'm going to try.
One with Jason Statham?
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say I'm going to try to see Beekeeper. I didn't even know that was something people attempted to do.
Yeah, you gotta. It's a Jason Statham movie. Well,
he beats it already, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's true, but he beats up these guys that swindled the lady from the Cosby Show, the mom. They swindled her out of money by an internet scam, and I can't stand those people. So I want to see him destroy them all.
Oh yeah, that's where we're going.
That's what we're going. All right. So Mark, what do you got going on?
Every Sunday night, 8:30, I do Out Weeks In, where I go through and spoil the weekend comic reviews, movie, TV shows. Been a lot of Monarch Legacy, The Monsters Talk, which I'll be watching the second to hop off here. It's unlocked 47 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. We're going to Hollow Earth this week, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got 2 or 3 left. You're right. That 5th episode was the worst episode of all time.
Ever. Made no sense.
And then the next one was much better. So let's see where I'll finish it off.
Yeah, we're back on that pace. That 5 was an anomaly, an unnecessary anomaly. That
was a really bad episode. It almost killed it. My wife's like, "Yeah, I think I'm done." I'm like, "Well, it's Kurt Russell, man. I can't bail on Kurt Russell."
Yeah, they make up for it in the next episode.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna watch 7 now, and then 8's coming. Yeah. And then I got to finish Reacher, and then we're going to friggin' do a thing on that because, man, Jack Reacher's just like the baddest ass ever. All right, so Sean, so tomorrow, Sean, me, and Clobberin Times are going to do Frank Miller's Daredevil run, starting with the first 3 issues. Yep. And then on Tuesday, we've got somebody coming from Chris's channel who's a Dazzler fan. Me and him are going to talk about Dazzler. Fun. Yep, we're gonna do Dazzler. Yeah, Scotty going on. We're going to do the first 4 issues of Dazzler. I'm not inviting Sean or Clobberin Times because they were naysayers on Dazzler. So now you pissed me off. So I'm not inviting you. Well, you can come on.
You probably made their day not asking them to do it.
Oh, so mean. All right, Sean, what else is going on?
Yeah, so I'm here on Fridays for Fearless Fridays, and I'm here on Monday for Legion. And also on my channel, I went down. I made the trek to the Vinegar Syndrome store in Toronto. And someone asked, like, "Oh, you made the trek to Toronto?" No, yes, I live in Toronto, and it's in Toronto, but Toronto's blasted big and poorly constructed.
Yes,
so I didn't drive there. I took transit, and it took me like forever, but I got there. and I'm gonna show what I got,
Nice.
and show the store, because there's not a lot of footage of the actual store, so
No,
it's
I've never
pretty
seen
awesome.
footage.
It's all Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks of all sorts of genre material. So
And Sean picked me up Santo versus Dr. Death, which I don't have in my collection, and The Dog Who Stopped the War. So I'm looking forward.
Yes.
And I'm going to order. I almost ordered Creature, and I already had. I'm like, do I have Creature?
have it.
Like, I have it. I got to be careful. That's why my list is always like just a double.
Do they make CLZ for films?
Do they make what? Sorry.
CLZ, you know, the app, the cataloging app. That
I don't know.
Comics.
There's
regular
Letterboxd.
Okay.
I use that. I've kind of waned on it, but I need to update it more. But I use Letterboxd to catalog my films. But really, I use an Excel spreadsheet. So
yeah, me too.
yeah.
I had like 4,000. I had like 4,000 lines, and then I started to pare down the lines.
Yeah.
So I put all my Godzilla movies as one. Like I put every Godzilla movie I just put Godzilla collection. I put that as one line to eliminate lines. So I put Karate Kid collection, Rambo, Rocky. Like because when I was doing Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, like it was 4,000 lines. It's like you're like I can't even manage this anymore. So even now it's 3,000 lines.
I'm fine with that though. Like I use a lot of filters. So I put categories in the filters so I can filter by horror or like whatever.
Right. No, I'm not doing it that much. I sold about 1,000 movies, so that helped out a bit, and then it condensed it a bit. But it's just crazy. And now all these boutique shops are coming out. Like I got all the Psycho Cop, like I got Scanner Cop. Like what the hell? Like I mean,
I know
it's just like so much cool stuff. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Thank you everybody to the chat, everybody who's popping in. Thank you to the channel members, all that stuff. We will see you tomorrow. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.